It's crazy.
It was like that the blink.
What's going on, Gray Pill Podcast? Like always, I appreciate y'all guys for coming in. I'm jealous, representing for the Gray Pill Podcast. Like always, we have my brother from the mother, Deuce. Say what's up, Deuce. E. Like always, my wifey, Mika. What's going on, Mika? All
Hey,
right.
hubby.
Hey, so we got a great show for y'all. A controversial show, a very consistent conversation has been going on and blowing up in more than one ways since the about a week or so now. But I just want to give a special shout out to Primal Study. Shout out to you, man. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out Miss Vega. I see them YouTube streets. Thank you, and I appreciate you for coming on through. Mr. Bombastic, Nigerian, Canadian born. Appreciate you, sir. See him in through the YouTube streets and catch him on another stream. Appreciate him. And he also, Minka, he was a guy that I was talking to. So later on, we're gonna be start doing like just kind of helping the viewers out there, just on that tech side a little bit, talking about the YouTube game, talking about the future conversations of quality of mics, best budgeting options, cameras, all that good stuff. So I appreciate your brother for coming on through. Shout out to you, Mandrell. Life, brother, life. That's the best answer I can give you. So, and again, shout out again to Primal. Appreciate you. And last but not least, Pop rearing his ugly head up in here. What? Oh, he struggle stream. So there you go. He just kicked out. It was Poppy. Yeah, man. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this cracked. I want to share this little clip real quick, and then we'll start the conversation. But I will ask why I'm doing this real quick. Have anybody heard about anything new, or the current events dealing with the Will Smith laying hands on Chris? Anybody hear about?
I saw that he resigned from the membership, from the
Yeah,
award membership. Yeah.
that was the latest news. So just for the viewers, let me share this real quick.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the...
Yeah, so that's pretty much how everything transpired through the whole through award show. Some little stuff behind it. I mean, we can dive into everything there, but the question that I want to ask, and it's the topic of this segment: do we feel like Will Smith was defending his wife's honor? And we'll go around the table. We're gonna start with Poppy since he came in late. But welcome, Poppy, nevertheless. Shout out to you, Vaughn. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man. I literally just walked in from the track meet.
Okay. And you got headphones. Oh, snap. Let's get close up on that.
Yeah.
Oh, Great Pill Podcast history. You can actually hear us in real time? Oh my God. How many times I clap? Real quick. Okay, there you go.
5 times.
Okay. I appreciate you.
Just to be fair, I hate this goddamn headphones thing.
They have.
I feel like you in my goddamn ear.
That's welcome.
I feel like you're in my face.
Welcome to YouTube world, sir. Welcome to the real.
Ja invaded my space.
Hey, Poppy.
Yes,
how does it feel to have my voice in your head all the time?
Nah, he liking that one. You saw him look down like, yeah, girl.
Yeah, girl. You the man.
Yeah, man. So, what's the question?
The question is, why do you feel like Will Smith as a man, put your foot in his shoes as a celebrity and all that stuff? Do you feel like he's protecting his wife's honor? And we could dive in on that.
I mean, we already we already did a piece about this, and but we're gonna touch it again. Let's go. I don't think he was defending his wife. Man.
Why not?
He was doing a lot of things,
Mhm.
but none of those things was defending Jada Pink Smith. What Will Smith did, he was slapping the internet. That's what he was doing. He was slapping Instagram, Twitter, all the jokes that he literally been getting abused for the past 2 years. When the entanglement interview happened,
The entanglement interview, I say maybe, and
about 2 years, right?
I'm gonna say give it like a year ago, maybe a year ago.
Okay, year and some change, yeah. But before that, he was already getting roasting the internet. And even though that the celebrities and the athletes and celebrities always tell you, "Oh, we don't read the news." Trust me, they read, bro. They read everything, especially when they got their names attached to them. He was just number one. He was slapping the internet, all the jokes, all the trolls, and number two, he just took advantage of that man. Yo. He took advantage of Chris Rock, bro. Let's keep it 100. He
Okay.
knew that Chris Rock. He knew that Chris Rock can do nothing, and I just heard about that. According to the contract that they write for the host, they can do nothing back. Like that's part of the contract. They can swing on people. They can do nothing.
Okay,
You see what I'm saying?
let me ask this, and I'll because Vega touched on something. It's a different perspective. So you said a contract, anything else? What about just just the rules of the rules of the street? You know,
Oh,
violence is the last thing you come up to. So is it still okay for me to slap you, if Mika, if I laugh at your joke because you said about Mika and she rolls her eyes, so I should come to slap you just cause? But I even though I laughed.
make no mistake about it, man. Chris Rock should have went off on Will. That's what I said. I told you when we talked about it before that Will Smith is a better human being than I am because I would have beat the dog living out of Will Smith, and I would have pursued to roast him for the entire night. Expeditiousness. I would have went on a full blown attack, roasting, and I would have called August Alsina around the spot. That's what I would have did.
All right. Now same for you, Deuce, but I want to touch bases with this one because somebody said sometimes people laugh to cover up their discomfort.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, absolutely. Do I think he was defending honor? Yes, but not genuinely. Not because he felt, not because he was initially not because he was initially offended or anything like that, because he obviously laughed at it. You know what I'm saying? It was her reaction that put the battery in his back. And that's why I say, put yourself in his shoes. You don't know the conversations that they have. You know what I'm saying? Like what goes on in their house within their bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention there's a lot of emotions going on. It's a very emotionally charged situation. He's about to win Best Actor. It's his night. It's his season. He's front row for everything. And maybe he just got tired of being the maybe he saw it coming, because sometimes maybe they just got through some stuff and now this is going to throw them back into their old, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to bring up some nasty stuff before, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't never know. Like, because he joked on her in the 2016 when he hosted the Oscars, and you don't know how offended she was at that. You know what I'm saying? So you could tell she wasn't really entertained by him anyway. And you got to remember, these guys have a professional relationship. They work together. Like Chris Rock was on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air for a couple episodes. You know what I'm saying? So they know each other. You know what I'm saying? They're both two prominent black actors. At top of their field. So, maybe Jada wasn't feeling it, and maybe he was like, man, I gotta go do something. Because maybe one of their arguments in their marriage is that he doesn't step up for her. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good one. That's
maybe
a good
he
one.
felt like,
well, just for the viewers, just the viewers out there. Now when you say battery in the back, what you mean by that? Putting the battery in their back.
Put the battery in somebody's back means like you charge them up. Like they ain't have no, like he wasn't offended by it, and then she was like, oh, so you're not gonna do nothing? And that's when it's like, all right, now you put the battery in his back.
Oh, okay.
So, and my thing, I think the gentlemanly thing to do, the chivalrous, the thing to do would have been, hey, if you felt like you had to do something in that moment, you could have walked up to him and been like, hey, listen, man, apologize to my wife. You know what I'm saying? Or like, hey, me and you gonna talk afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't have to. It could have been a rumor. Yo, you smacked, like, a rumor has it Will Smith smacked Chris Rock backstage. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't have to be done right then and there. And I had said this in the comments for the Black Man podcast.
Shout out to you, Black Man.
Shout out, Black Man. You know, that night was more than just about him. You know what I'm saying? This was the producer for the Oscars was Will Packer, which is, you know, the producer is a Black man. He had a majority Black crew. You know, this takes away from the fact that Samuel L. Jackson won an Oscar, an honorary Oscar. Danny Glover won an honorary Oscar. Questlove at that time was getting presented with his Oscar. So it just took away, and then Will Smith was going to win Best Actor. And all of that is overshadowed by him perpetrating violence on another Black man. So this is what I'm saying. It wasn't the time and place. And that's something that, like, I think you could only get charged up to do by your significant other. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I gotta, oh man, she feeling some type of way. I gotta go defend her art. I gotta go do something now. And with all the emotions and confusion going on, maybe he felt invincible. Maybe he felt like nothing was gonna happen to him, or maybe he just had it. Maybe he was willing to throw his career down the toilet. I don't know. But his initial reaction to it was the genuine reaction, which was him laughing, and he was taking it in stride, and he was going to keep it pushing. He looked over at his wife, and she gave him that look, and that was the man. So you're not gonna go smack the shit out this dude?
Okay, I appreciate thoughts on that. So what you as far as the video and anything you've seen so far, Minka, what's your thought? And two, Vega had a woman's perspective, so if you want to chime in on that too. So what's your thought process on everything so far? Vega said it's possible she didn't know he would snap like that. I guess that's another perspective to look at.
That don't matter.
That don't matter, exactly. Like, the point is, the way I see it from the last couple of years is like Will's fucking like pussy whipped. He is in a box. He is in a box. He's in a cage, and his dick and his balls are in two separate jars in her shrine where she has every fucking control possible. That woman emasculated this man to the degree where the Poppy is 100% accurate. Everyone's making fun of him, and yet there's still the it couple. Are you joking right now? If that shit would have been reversed, if the dude had cheated on her, and if Will was like, it was an entanglement, he would have been canceled. He straight up would have been canceled. But because it's her, and she's like, I'm a strong Black woman, and I'm empowering those around, and I've got my red table talk, and it's my time to shine, like, it's okay. Now he's the man because he's understanding of that, when the reality is, like, their family was almost completely broken apart. He was emasculated to a national and international degree. And now anytime she has an issue, it's like, hey, so you ain't gonna do something? And I think about it. If you're a man and you're on edge, because I've seen it, so we've all seen it, right? There's a guy that's like terrified of what's gonna happen next, is because it's not just like, oh, I'm gonna lose my family. It's like, she probably has some shit on him for sure. And it's like, okay, let me pant.
Poppy said that.
Let me pant. I got some shit too. You know what? Fuck it. I didn't sign a fucking thing. So fuck it. It's gonna get juicy. So it's like she has some shit on him, and he goes into panic mode. That's where the slap came in. It wasn't that he's defending her honor or any of that. It's he's in panic mode and has to go to an extreme to present and show, like, I got you. Don't fuck me. Please don't fuck me this time. I'm a good boy. I do what you say. Yes, master. So I'm going to say this. Out in these streets of Hollywood, California, you meet some interesting people. And I've never signed a DNR, or not resuscitate. What is it? A
NDA, non-disclosure agreement.
NDA.
Okay. Yeah.
So I got some shit that I've heard from some people, and none of these people are my friends anyway, so I don't give a fuck. Supposedly, there's one guy, he's a porn star. Woo, I've never said this. So one guy's a porn star, and he like gets hired to like have sex with certain people. And there's a couple of them. One of his homies fucks Will Smith in the ass. Let's
try to keep it YouTube friendly, but I appreciate the tea.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. let me rephrase this. Like I even like the one that was my friend. He would go and have sex. How do I say it? He would have
Relations.
Intercourse.
Yeah, intercourse. There you go, Poppy coming with the win.
No, not intercourse. We got to say it like really YouTube friendly.
Push it, dookie in.
Relations.
Yes.
Like,
Yes. I think we're safe enough to say entanglement. We'll even throw entanglement.
Entanglement. Okay, I got it. So, the porn star would have entanglements with Matt Damon's girlfriends or the people he was having entanglements with. And then he would have headphones and sunglasses and watch the porn star have entanglements with the girl. And then the porn star would leave, get paid and leave. And then Matt Damon would have entanglements with that girl. So he's like, we have a name for it. He likes watching and then getting seconds. And then
the cold.
Yeah, that's
so
it.
One of them is like voyeurism, and then the other one is cuckolding.
Yeah, but we're not saying the words, remember?
Oh.
Because YouTube.
You can't say
fine. That word is fine.
Bro, I don't even know what you can say on YouTube and what you can't.
It's
But yeah,
15,000 words.
but his friend, so he's not the one that does it, but his friend entangles with Will Smith, which would, if you just put all this stuff like on just logic, it would make damn sense why he was so extreme. Yeah, you can say allegedly.
Yeah. That's a lot. So I'm gonna say this. I mean, as we're continuing, because it's a clip. I want to show that somebody had a different perspective, because he's here in the chat. Black man, if it's with your permission, bro, it's a outside perspective that E-Man said. I wanted to pretty much put a whole different perspective that I feel like it needs to be said. But go ahead.
Just a side note.
Yeah.
What black man? And I say black man because you guys are stronger than white men. White men are like weird. What black man would get cheated on by his wife, talked about it on national television to make international news, and still stick by her if he wasn't actually with her?
None.
Just throwing that out there. Just think about it logically.
Hey, you'd be surprised. It's a lot of suckers out there, bro. I don't think I got callers either.
But I think Will, in his like truest nature, is a good person. I think he's just in a messed up situation because that man is like, you know.
Yeah, he got no wins, man. He can't win in his household. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the main money earner. He gets no wins in his household. His son out here wilding out. He had an event talking about Tyler the Creator is my boyfriend.
Shout out,
you know what I'm saying? His daughter.
Hold up. What did you say?
Yeah, you ain't remember.
Hold on, guys. Got to get a special shout out to the marriage broker. Shout out to you.
Hey, I'm sorry, I'm late. My apologies.
Right on time. Just a reaction alone to Poppy's face. Thank you for coming in.
All right. Hey, Poppy.
I'm out. Well, I know she's gonna say some wild stuff. I'm out. Bye. This interview is over.
Hey, Tish, so far from what you heard, the clips, you don't even have to see us just enough to hear the Will Smith and Jada fiasco going on.
Right.
Just by watching the minute clip of him and the reaction. So what is your thought process on that?
I mean,
yes, a lot.
I didn't see the clip actually because I was trying to finagle my computer around and stuff like that.
Oh, no problem. I can show you slap all over again, girl. Because
that'd be great.
It feel like got echo chambers all over the place. So let me go ahead and dive right back in on that for you.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
No problem. Other than that, how's your weekend going?
It's going great. Just hanging out with my new crew.
Okay. Respect. Yeah, go ahead.
I feel bad because there's a WG that says Minka needs to elaborate on the white man comment. I like white men, so don't take any offense to it. I just wanted to elaborate because I don't want to offend people. I don't care, but I feel bad. What I meant by that is when I feel like if you're cultured, it's not just black men, but it's also like any other race that has like a lot of culture in it. I feel like it's the bottom line. You cheated on me. You embarrassed me. Fuck you. Whereas the Caucasian demographic usually takes into play, well, we're married, this is for the long haul, what are people going to think, what are my associates going to think? And I think that's what I meant by it. So I just didn't mean any offense.
They're good. They'll be okay.
I know.
For real.
I'm trying to be
I'm
nice.
saying for me.
Explain.
I mean, you handle your part, but in my my life, if you actually losing sleeper, what word again? This the whole thing is about words. So if you actually losing sleeper some of my words, you got a problem. So, but I'm glad you addressed your thing. But my perspective is, if you can actually lose sleep over somebody else because something they say, you have a problem. But I'm glad it got addressed.
Ooh, Black Man Unfiltered. That's a cool name. Sorry.
Yeah, shout out to you, Black Man. I'm emailing you the link right now, sir. If you want to chime on in and grace us with your presence, I will be respectfully humble if you do so, sir. So I'm gonna email you. I'm just typing in the chat right now and letting Tish do this real quick because don't do that.
Not chat. Okay, my bad.
On your channel, man. On your channel. I'm trying. I'm your fan here against Poppy. All right. She kills me with that.
No marriage. Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. She's trying to shoot a shot at everybody. I ain't mad at you.
One of y'all will work out.
All right, here you go.
It's a numbers game.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the
That's crazy. And that's pretty much the gist of it.
I mean, he was defending his wife, but clearly he was already under a lot of pressure. You could just tell that maybe he was bottled up because he wasn't sure if he's going to finally win an award, or you never know what went on at home. But
that man was laughing.
Yeah. I mean, but
well, even a woman, it's crazy. But go ahead, Tish. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, but you could tell he was just under. You could just see the tension is even when he was laughing, he's under a lot of pressure. But I mean, he don't want to go. Listen, at the end of the day, that's their marriage, and he's the one that's gonna have to go home to her. So if he didn't defend her honor, it's either he had to deal with the world or deal with her. And what's more important to him is his woman. So, but was it right or wrong? It was definitely out of place. It was overstepped. I mean, but at the end of the day, what's overstepping when you're defending your wife or you defending your husband? Marriage is important. Right, Poppy?
Hold on. So you're telling me that you feel like it was justified for Will to do that?
I mean, it wasn't justified, but that was a decision he made. He's human. At the end of the day, that's his wife. And what's most important to him is his family. And if that's what he needed to do to have a good night at home with his wife, that's what he did.
Oh, so now, so now.
But he laughed first. If that was the first thing on his mind, if I'm gonna tell you this, if I roll with you, marriage broker, it's and Angela says some out of pocket shit to you, I'm not gonna laugh first and then react. I'm gonna be mad. You're my girl, so I'm gonna fuck you up, Angelus. That's the part where it's he said the joke, Will laughed, and then he reacted.
But I think he was on autopilot too. I mean, you're at an award show.
Girl, you make an excuse for
no, I mean, if that was me and if I was upset about something, I would want my man to defend my honor. But to that extreme, no, I think that was too far. I mean, but who's to say that's their marriage? And if that got her going and that's made their marriage back on track, then it was worth it.
Okay, so even because I keep saying this, and this is my stance on this. I feel like a lot of people conflating the two with the celebrity status and what they do in their world versus the regular folks. I feel like we're regular folks. You know what I'm saying? So if we don't have that status, because I feel like Will Smith went through phases in his life. Okay, you was the rapper Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You was the series that won all types of award. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on his own TV show. You made changes on your own accord how you wanted it. You became a superstar actor, if anybody want to say that, and you went from divorcing and now remarried with new wife, new kids, new family. So I just feel like as a man, there's other ways you can move in certain ways to do that. That's just how I feel. And even the same thing, this scenario will I say, if Poppy make a joke towards you and you're my wife, sometimes it's just a joke. We know, like, and I know Deuce is a comedian for 20-something years. He's been doing the same joke. You know what? You roll your eyes, it's just a joke. Move on. And if I know, because again, he knows his wife, we don't. So, but if I know you that in your feelings like that, you know what? I won't put the battery won't be in my back then to make a public display, but I'll catch Poppy on the side, go talk to him, put him in the back of the corner. Hey, you know what? Now let me slap you, or like, you know what? I need that apology real quick, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now he might make a public statement, and I would even go so far that I even tell you like a bride, because most guys like even show their slong off, like, yeah, baby, I went and told him, so we good now. You want to go ahead and choke and hand me tonight? I'm not doing all that. You should know when to take care of me the same way I should know how to take care of you. So that's how I see it.
And to make it extra messy, I think this is to make it extra messy. You know,
Sure.
Black women have been under attack a lot. We always the butt of jokes.
Oh, here we go with this bullshit.
We always
It's
minimalize.
true.
We always minimalize. So you know,
Emotional damage.
Shut up, Poppy. You've always heard about the quote angry Black woman, and that's been going on since the 80s.
you know,
Relax.
and we don't have any defense. We always are the ones that's going for the Black men, but we don't have anyone who is trying to help pass the Crown Act. We don't have anyone that's defending us. So he kind of put everyone on notice that Black women
serious?
are awful. Yeah, I said to make it extra messy. I mean,
Yeah, you did. You are being,
I did disclaimer
being extra messy.
All right, so extra. Go ahead, Poppy.
Where people get this from with Black women being under attack here? Under attack from who?
I mean,
Everybody.
Poppy, you just came
So
from.
if the Black
Hold
woman,
on, Poppy, to be extra
Yeah.
messy. You just came from Colombia like a year ago, so you don't know what's going on in America.
Okay, you better back up off my
yeah,
Poppy.
really,
Here's the
really.
thing.
Emotional damage.
I'm gonna agree with
I'm
you,
just
but
messing with
Poppy
you,
is
baby.
an
I'm an American citizen, all
I
right.
know.
I've been here for 20 plus years. All right?
Listen,
This is my home.
I
Hey,
did. Well, hold on,
marriage. I'm gonna come up there and slap you. Keep my husband's name out your motherfucking
Now.
mouth.
Let's get serious now.
Okay, baby.
I would like to know the Black woman being under attack from who?
From society.
From who?
From
How?
It's just,
what do you
Poppy,
mean how? What do you?
Can I help? Can I help?
Okay, ahead, baby.
Okay.
No, hold on. You're not a colored woman. Hold on. Relax. Let her answer,
but
please.
that's-
Hold on. Is
but-
it this way?
I'm not a colored. I'm not a colored woman either.
I'm not.
Mm.
Ooh.
What are you then?
So
African American.
that's right.
Okay.
African American now.
So,
Okay. I mean,
look,
African American. How have the Black women have been under attack? Like, I want to know.
What do you
This
mean
is cool.
we're marginalized? I mean, don't get me wrong, Black men are marginalized as well, but we are definitely on the bottom of the totem pole. We do not have any, like, just just for example, with George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, we didn't even hear about Breonna Taylor until the George Floyd. So y'all are more of a protected class at this point because we have y'all back, but y'all don't have we don't feel that y'all don't have our back as much as we have yours.
and
as Black
that's
men.
and that's generally speaking for most of the population. That's not every Black man and every Black woman, correct?
Right, as a collective. We're not talking about everybody, but we're talking about as a collective. You're right.
Okay.
If you are the less protected, that means the Black guy is even worse because we
No,
under
I
you
just-
pretty much. Y'all
No,
got
I
way
just-
more benefits than us.
Hey, hold on. Hold that thought. What special would do? Don't do that. Don't do that. And I'm talking to Tish. With special do, I appreciate my man. I'm gonna call him with humble honor, the brother from another mother,
Man,
Black man, unfiltered network, man. I appreciate you for coming on, man.
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, man, for being here. Everybody on the panel, what's up? How y'all doing?
Hello.
What's your thoughts just far, bro?
I was hearing some unnecessary. Well, no, I'm not gonna say unnecessary. I was hearing some untrue things about the women being the most attacked. That is so untrue and it's factually untrue. And so I want to add my 2 cents to that, if I may. No, the black man is the most unprotected, and the reason why. An example of that at the Oscars, of course, Jada had a lot of opportunities to calm him down, but she seemed to sick him on Chris. But that's neither here nor there. But if you look at society, as my brother Poppy was about to get into, society is created for the woman, and and the rules and everything that comes with it is
Bingo.
created for the woman. Right now, marriage brokerage firm can say there's this big black guy with dreads that has gold writing on his shirt. He did something to me in an assault type of way. And when they come and see me, they're not going to ask me about it. The only thing they're going to say to me is, "Watch your head, sir," when they put me in the backseat of that car.
I have to agree with that.
All right? That they're not going to ask any questions. When it comes to being in the household, if I'm married to Minka and me and her in a relationship and we fall on bad times and I lose a job that I've had for 12 years and I get laid off and we didn't sucked up all the savings, she can go down to the government and they can give her Section 8 to pay for the house. They're even helping with cars now. They're even helping with food stamps. They're helping with Medicaid for your kids. But you know what, Minka? Under one condition, we want you to take this young man and we want that man out the house. Now, listen, if he's living with you.
No.
That's
We want him
actually,
gone.
that's
That's a
actually, I'm gonna
fact.
have to agree with that. That's a
That's a
fucking
fact.
No.
fact.
So-
The way,
so-
hold up,
fact.
I'm not done. Let me finish. The way that the government has created it, and this is the part where I'm gonna speak, like, I was a Democrat for most of my life until
Mhm.
I realized the way that the government makes it so that they can help people of lower income communities is specifically designed to create single parent households. So that what he just threw out there is 100% fact. If
Yeah.
you are married and you have a significant other in the household, you are less qualified than if you are a single parent. Now, why is that? Why isn't there another demographic or another little box that you can check that says, oh, I am with a husband or I am with a significant other in this household. We both want it. That's not in there. If you've ever signed up for, I'm Mexican. I came from the hood. Not a lot of people know that. But if you sign up for this, I have those documents. I can pull them up right now and I can show you. What he just said is a fact.
And
Well,
just
I think he was going on the trope of that welfare took the man out the home, and this was what the
well,
problem
it's a
is.
It
system.
did.
It's part of
No,
system.
that's not true. That's not
This
true.
if he may gave the example and it's a fact, if him and I are going through hard times, part of the stipulation is that I am a single mother. I am single by myself in that household. I am not with him. So
Exactly.
therefore on the documents it has to say, why do you think they, like, we talk about like people in the more any other community that has like it's right now it's Black has the highest mortality, Hispanic has the second highest, and Asian community has the third highest. All three of those, we are all immigrants and we've all been treated very poorly. And all three of those are the same communities that sign up for those benefits. And all three of those usually have less likelihood of having a longer lasting marriage. Now, and if you really look at it from when it started in the 1950s, 1950s and 60s, when all this shit started, and if that's the foundation of where our communities continue to grow, and we're still wondering why we're not married and why we're not having long-lasting relationships when it's a part of our foundation.
Like that may be in the Mexican communities or the
Yeah.
wait, no, you say you're Mexican, so but that's not the same. That's not the scenario in the African.
I'm just gonna
American-
keep
Hold
my
on.
pinky up.
Hey, let me add this.
That is my bad.
Let me add this real quick. If I feel like, first of all, just living in that environment as a Black man, that's true. I wasn't aware of what she said on the document side, but
I didn't say, actually, Black Man Unfiltered is the one that brought it up.
All right, thank you.
I'm just confirming it because I've
Yeah,
worked in
and
that
I'm
field too.
kind of double down on that too, because if any, it was a documentary / comedian show. If anybody, and I praise this show on Netflix, it's called Black AF. You can go watch it. They literally did a segment about that, how the system is designed to actually push out that minority out the house, because once that, if you're trying to get that assistance from the government to help you out, you pretty much have to be barefoot and pregnant, multiple kids, just to kind of get by. Even now we're living today. That was back in like the years that she said, but even now to this day, you're struggling. You know what I'm saying? You got to find kind of loopholes and avenues. I got to put, as a Black man, I got to put so much trust and faith in Minka just to lie on document to say, hey, nobody live here, nobody's here, just to get that extra added income, just to us to get by until maybe either she can go through school to get a better job, me go through school to get a better job, or hey, maybe I need just to get me by, just to find a job. And we're not, and I'm gonna leave criminal, records out of this, but that's a factor too. But
Actually,
real quick.
Hold on. Actually, I know a lot of people that you talk about like Section 8 type of thing, right?
You're talking about
To
any
get Section 8
benefits,
supposed to
any
stand.
welfare, all
any
of it.
benefit,
Well,
yeah.
Okay, well, actually, those people most likely they will never try to go like move up in life. They always want to stay a certain income,
Exactly.
which is like 20 until like around 24, 26,000. That's the house in New York. That's how I know.
Right.
You want to know why?
They want to stay like around 26,000 so they can qualify for full 100%. I know people that pay
And
$150 on rent.
You know
and
why?
then what are the
And they
jobs
get like
that they're going
they-
for?
Hold on, Poppy.
Yeah,
Blackman has something to say.
Sorry.
You want to know why? Because right now I live in the great city. I mean, the great state of Texas. So go figure. In Texas, they have built homes and apartments that look like you're living in a 5-star neighborhood, like you're living at. I've seen them. Right, my brother moved here for him and his wife moved here, and they went out to look at apartments, and they looked at these apartments, and I went with them. I said, "Damn, this is nice, bro. Step up here, wood floors. Wow, this is beautiful." And the lady said, "So when will you guys will be providing us with your Section 8 information?" My brother said, "Well, we don't do that." She said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody at the office must didn't tell you. This is only for Section 8 ladies only." So these apartments and these houses are immaculate, beautiful.
Yeah.
And the only thing you have to do is kick the black man out the house, get our food
Yes.
stamps, get our Section 8, get our gas voucher for your car, get our assistance for your car, and then in return, all we want you to do is keep him out of the house and don't make more than $15 an hour.
That's a cop out. That's a cop out. That's a cop out
That's
not
not
to
a
have.
cop-out.
I
That is
mean,
true.
but you know what? I didn't mean to change the dynamic of the conversation because
Oh, it's fun. Hey, it's fun. Keep going. Keep going.
That's a cop out, because men don't want to get married or whatnot of that nature.
First
of all, the men weren't in the house in the first place to be kicked out. The men
Negative.
the men.
Oh, wow.
Hold on.
Really?
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat what
The
you
men
said?
weren't in the house in the first place to be kicked out.
Negative.
For starters.
Negative.
So that
For
brings it
starters,
back.
if I
That
may,
brings it back
if I
to the point.
Can
That
I
brings it
interject
back-
on that real quick, please?
Can I just say one little?
Yeah, go ahead.
quick
I'm sorry,
part?
Minka.
Okay. No, I love how we're all very respectful, yet we have different personalities and different opinions. I just want to say thank you to everyone for that. But what you just said brought me back to my first point again, the foundation that everything was created on. And I understand your point because I'm a woman. I grew up in a single family household. I get what you're saying. We grinded. I had a deadbeat dad that didn't give a shit and wasn't there. My mom had to hustle like a mofo, right? She gave me everything that I ever wanted. So I grew up with that. Absolutely. But we can't say that it's all the men and it's all their fault because at the same time, it is designed. It's not anybody's fault. It's not the female's fault and it's not the men's fault either. It's the foundation that we were raised on, that we have been raised on as a society. And I do agree with you at a certain point in time, it is a cop out where us as adults, we have to realize, oh shit, we got played.
Right.
Like
Right,
we
no.
really got played.
But
So
we have
I'm
to
done
know
with
what-
that. Carry on.
But we have
ask
to
a
know where the
question?
playground was built. The playground was built in the feminist movement. It was a whole bunch of white women got together and said, we want the rights of other men. We want to be equal to them. The black women were in the homes with their husbands. They were there. Come on now. They were there. I have a 93-year-old grandmother that's married for 70 years. They were there. I have aunties and uncles that have been married 50 plus years, 30. They were
Hey.
in the household. So watch what
You're
happens.
thinking real small, sir. You are
No, no,
thinking
no.
tiny.
Hold on, watch this,
That's
watch
the
this.
exception, not the rule.
No, watch this. Hold on. Let me finish.
I'm
So
gonna let
they
you
were
finish.
in the
I'm so
home. The
sorry.
feminist movement said, and this is when the pimping started. The white women said, you know what? We can't do this by ourselves. We have to get women of color in this thing. So let's start convincing them that they can be better than their men as well.
Okay,
May
can
I?
take on that?
All right, hold on,
okay.
hold
Who
on,
gave
hold
the
on,
who
hold
gave
on.
the feminist?
I'm gonna go
who gave
last.
the-
I'm gonna go last.
Hold on.
Can you
Let
guys hear me?
Oh,
Yes, I
hey,
hear you now,
CJLJ.
CJ.
Hey, girl.
Hey,
Hey.
CJJ, what's your thoughts on everything thus far? We're
My-
gonna let you get your thoughts, and we're gonna let Deuce go. Then we're gonna bring it back to the subject at
Well,
hand.
okay, so
Well,
that's
then
my
marriage
thought.
counselors
My
should-
thought
okay.
is, what is, and so what? With all due respect, for the purposes of this conversation about Jada and Will and what happened, why are we doing oppression Olympics right now? This is what it always comes down to, men and women, or at least in our conversations about a Black couple. You know, Black Man Unfiltered came up here to take up for the Black guys, and that's fine. But what does it have to do with this conversation that we were having about what happened at
May
the
I answer?
Oscars?
May I,
Thank you,
Yeah, of
CJ.
course.
may I
Yes,
answer,
yes,
CJ?
mom. Yes, mommy.
Miss,
No, I'm just wondering because
No,
again,
no.
we stopped listening. Well, we stopped kind of listening to each other about that topic,
Yeah,
and it shifted, which is what always happens.
may I answer? If I
Go
may?
ahead, Black.
Okay, so let me answer to your question. What it has to do with it is this: the only difference between Will Smith and a regular Joe is his money. Right now, you talk about the oppression.
Yeah.
There's no oppression. There are women out here that emotionally control men. Period. Point blank. I grew up in the hood. I grew up in these areas where I've seen women control their men. A woman can give a man a look and make him delete an entire neighborhood. So what I'm saying to you is that it's not oppression, right? It's reality. And what we do is we try to build these walls and say, hey, listen, we always say that it's not oppression. Listen, these women have control. They have control. If you're a religious person, it's biblical. In the Bible, it says it's if you go read the Bible, if you read the Quran, if you go read any type of spiritual wording, it has chapters and books about women like this. Right?
So may I ask you a question?
The Bible refers to Jezebel or it has little things, and the Bible is very tricky
Jezebel.
about how it uses its wording. It has a whole book called Proverbs where it says it is a woman is a good woman is a crown to her husband's head, but she's cancerous to his bones. It's a lot of stuff in there that reflects on what's happening with Will and Jada right now.
Go ahead,
Okay,
CJ.
But what's
Yeah,
your
so
question? I'm sorry.
that's what I was just saying, how does it relate to this couple and what happened
He
and what
just.
we
I feel
actually
like
think
I feel like he
about
just answered the
I just
question.
said it. Yes.
He just said it.
Will was laughing. How many times have you been somewhere? I'm talking regular people. Let's forget the multimillionaires. How many times have you been somewhere and someone said something and you laughed? Where the simps laugh and their wife look over at them and they say, oh,
If you don't do something, I'm not fucking you again.
yeah. You
That's
know
what
why?
you're not getting tonight.
And you know why? Because pussy controls everything. And when men wake up and they
Or some sucker
understand,
guys.
yeah, when you wake up and you understand that pussy does not control, men need to start thinking on an intellectual level. If a woman can connect with you mentally, then she should listen, man. I think that I didn't want to. I'm just my first time here, but I want to.
Hey,
I'm trying to
black,
hold it in.
black
So-
man. You have my support. Breathe.
Okay, woosah. Okay, so
We have control, and we're not giving it up.
yeah, right. And these women, and that's exactly that's the temperature in the room right now. Women have the control. Did you see Jada? Will said, and Jada looked at him like, "Bitch, what you laughing at?"
Yeah.
Mhm.
And soon as she looked at him, his whole aura changed. He went into this dark place, did something he would never do, jump on stage and slap a 56-year-old man that's 3 years away from his AARP card. So,
CJ,
I think
CJ,
Deuce.
does that
Hold
bring
on.
that-
I think Deuce had something that he wanted to say.
Yeah, I just want to make sure, CJ. So
I'm
that
sorry.
kind of answer your question because that's
yeah.
okay.
We're talking about foundations now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it all plays a part in this. It all plays a part. Go ahead, Deuce.
No, well, we've already moved past the comment that I was gonna make because when he was talking about like the welfare system. So I don't wanna circle back to that.
Okay, but
We can
CJ,
talk
so
about
that
that
pretty much
backstage.
clears up. That
But then
pretty much clears up the question.
you kind of do.
No,
I
we're
said we
not
can talk
done.
about that backstage.
So,
So-
CJ, does that
So do we
answer-
all agree that it was a weird thing that he did, or is anyone like taking up for
Yes.
Will?
No,
Listen,
no.
I think it's pretty unanimous here that we're all like, what the hell?
No, I
mean,
will take up for Will. I'll take up for Will for this, right? He's in a very difficult position because of one, he's been emasculated his entire career. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like, because he's always been like corny, he's always been kind of whack, especially being a Philly dude. So now, he was, think about it. His first initial beef with Eminem, right? Eminem used to make fun of him and stuff like that. He's been made fun of since the 90s, right? For kind of being corny. And then now, no Philly cat will ever be this no black man really will ever be this transparent on social media about the inner workings of your life and inner workings of your marriage. This is Jada because this is Jada's platform.
Exactly.
Right? Her acting career was done. Right? She never really had an amazing acting career. As a matter of fact, they met because she auditioned for a role on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that she lost to Nia Long, who ended up getting like the Woman of Hollywood Essence Award that same weekend as the Oscars. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like you were never like the #1 black female in your field. Like Set It Off was hot, but it really took off for Queen Latifah. Didn't really take off for her. You know what I mean? She had Woo. What that was her and Woo, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So now you could try to control the narrative and say, oh, well, I gave up my acting career. To take care of my kids, but you didn't really have a viable acting career. So now you're out the game for 15 years, right? And now your role is 100% into being a wife and being a mother. Your husband's still making money. He's the breadwinner. Now, what does that do to somebody? What does that do to somebody's psyche? You know what I'm saying? Because she feels like she gave up a lucrative career in her own right to do this. So now, guess what? It's time for Will to fall back and support her moves because she supported his. And now what? And then what happens? Now she comes out with her table talk. She jumped back into television. It was cool, right? Because her role was being like the first lady of like black family of entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So now she's transitioning back into the entertainment industry. And then what does she find? Where's her niche? Her niche is that red table talk, that transparent kind of, very avant-garde, new age BS.
Can I just add something to that? Like she came up because of the Me Too movement, because she's a black woman and came up with a table talk. That's all it is.
You know what's
funny? She had been if you look at it, right? If you look at the niche that she found for herself in the entertainment industry, she was moving toward that for years. But
it didn't pop off until then.
Yeah, because of then you look at the unorthodox way in which she lives. You know what I'm saying? And then the unorthodox way in which she raises her children and supports her children with some of their unorthodox shit. Will ain't on that. Will, you don't see Will over there like, hey Willow, go hook up. Let me take a picture, this black and white picture of you and a 14-year-old in the bed with this 21-year-old man. Oh, they're just friends. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
A 21-year-old and a 14-year-old can't be friends.
Exactly.
Dudes, let me add something to this, and Black Man could chime in this because it was his words. He pretty much predicted a scenario in the industry that may or may not happen. I feel like Jada is kind of going to lead the charge in this. If you kind of give a little bit more extra conversation with that one. There was on your stream the other night when we talked about this. You said you had a prediction of how this is going to blow over, how they're going to use this to spin it on the media, take the time out and do it like a red table talk. If you want to.
I said that. I said that on our last one.
So what's going to happen is this. This is, mark my words, and probably yours, Deuce, because you're probably on the same page with it as well. What's going to happen? They're going to wait a little bit. They're going to let this die completely, and then after they let it die, they're going to pick it back up. You're going to look on social media. You're going to see Facebook presents Red Table Talk. Jada sits down with Will and talks about the slap. Right? After that, they're going to talk about it. 6 months later, they're going to call Chris Rock. Hey, listen, we're going to make this very lucrative for you, Chris. We want you to come in and sit down at the Red Table Talk. Now, you tell me what sponsor and you tell me what person would not pay to see all three of those people sit down at the table together and have a conversation. That will be the most lucrative thing that she's ever done in her life. If she can get Chris Rock to come sit at that table a year from now and talk about that slap.
May I say something? Is there a color thing involved just to be extra messy?
I love you.
To be extra messy because I'm not gray. Okay, so no one is really talking about when Kid Rock and Tommy Lee, when they had a fist fight.
But that's expected.
Okay, over why is that? I mean, is it expected?
Those two men are known showing up high on coke, fighting. That's their background. That's what they do. You're not used to seeing Will do this, But these guys have had sex
Right,
tapes out.
but they're
They've
men.
had-
But they're men, and they're fighting over a woman. And when there's a
So can
woman, when there's
What was the
vagina
venue?
involved,
What
What
was
was
the
the
venue
venue?
at which it happened, right?
Right.
Because there's a
It was-
time and a place for everything.
right?
Right.
It was at a I can't remember what the venue was, like the MTV Video Awards or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like
Right.
that.
But it
That's fair
happened
game.
backstage. It didn't happen. If I remember correctly, it happened backstage, or it
Backstage.
happened like at an after party or something. It didn't happen on stage.
Right.
Anyway, that's
well,
what
I
black
don't-
problems.
But I will say that I would like to say this is that the question earlier of like, what does this have to do with it? This is the Great Pill podcast. Whatever we end up talking about is what it has to do with it. Obviously, we came from that conversation, and it came into the conversation of like relationships in cultural communities. Because let's be honest, it's not just Black communities, and both sides from the male. And I've said it before, like when we didn't have anybody watching these videos, actually, that it's an illusion. And like, this is what I wanted to touch on earlier. Am I just going to keep calling you Black man?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, got it.
Absolutely.
Just wanted to double check.
Absolutely.
Black man. And that actually goes with the fucking song, because
Right.
it's I'm sorry, but the way that you're thinking about it, of it just being like man and woman, is so small. And the idea that it came from feminism is like an excuse, honestly, because the people that created these rules and regulations are the white men that were controlling and giving a platform during that time to the white women and giving them the ideas to do this for the Black community, so that the Black community could stay small, they could continue fighting each other.
Uh-huh.
Because if man and woman were to support each other and actually rise up, the government would be fucking terrified.
Right.
That's what all this shit is about.
Right.
It's-
Thank you.
Right.
I would
and-
love
and
to
that's-
Look at
respond.
this.
I would
In the
love to
mo-
respond. Go ahead.
Hold
Go ahead,
on. I wasn't. I just give me one
Okay,
little,
go ahead.
itty bitty tiny bit.
Get that church going.
There's Angelus knows this. I'm a big fan of one woman. She's a therapist, and she's she as far as I know, she only works with the Black community, and she goes with women that have issues with Black men and Black men that have issues with Black women, and she ends up doing these therapeutic services with them conjoined, so that they can get to the root of the issues of why do Black women feel so oppressed, why do Black men feel so oppressed, so that they can understand each other and get to a point of stop hating each other and rise each other up. And she does it so well, because you see these, and the people have to be willing. Obviously, you can't have people that are unwilling. But when she does it, you see these people that are genuinely raising each other up. Now, if you did that in every minority community, that's when the government has a problem, a severe problem. So the way that the documents are set up, so the foundation again of welfare, empowering women, the feminist movement, all that bullshit, all of it is regulated. So all of us will just continue fighting each other on platforms like YouTube or Instagram or social media things, where look at what happened. Think about it. We had COVID. We had the Black Lives Matter movement. We had the Me Too movement. We had chaos. We had riots. We had gunshots. Now we have extreme violence in every metropolitan area because of defunding the police. You really, anybody on here really thinks that this shit was not fucking calculated? So we stay in our homes and we cry?
So you're saying defund the police, like it's because of that?
No, I'm saying all of it. I'm saying the issue wasn't defund the solution was never defund the police, because when you defund the police, I was at a nightclub this last Sunday and there was a gunshot and there was a shooting right next to me. That shit wasn't happening. I know 20 people, and I've been counting it, 20 people now that have been robbed at gunpoint, 20 within the last month. And it's so it's again the foundation. Instead of defunding the police, they should have done damn psyche evals for every policeman.
Exactly.
You can see
I
that
agree.
shit.
I
You
agree.
can 100% see when there's something wrong with someone.
I
There's
agree.
rules and regulations in every other field and industry, but not in that one.
It
So
shouldn't be-
what I'm trying to say is my whole point is all of this bullshit is an illusion. If you two could get to a point of understanding each other, that yes, Black women have 100% been oppressed and in ways that you could not possibly imagine or handle, and Black men have also been oppressed and not supported in ways that you as a woman could never possibly imagine.
Right.
That's the bottom line. And with the Will Smith bullshit is the fact is he's in the same situation, because Jada has the entire platform right now. She has everything.
Now, when
So-
it-
Now I'm done. Now I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
I just want to say something.
Yeah, go ahead,
So now like black men and black women were oppressed, but we're oppressed in different ways. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like black men have been oppressed economically, physically,
Completely.
completely. You know what I'm saying?
Criminal.
Black women the
Completely.
same. Black women the same, but also there's also a sexual component to
So
it.
does
Right?
that
Right.
give Will Smith a pass to do what he did?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't
No.
give him a pass, but there's so much to unpack within our community, because if you look at it, this would have not this happened between 3 black people, right, at a majority white event, right? So that doesn't go unnoticed, because if a white comedian would have done it, Will Smith would have never done it. So like I
Right,
said,
exactly.
there's so much to unpack
That's a
in
fact.
all of this.
But he
And
would've-
that's
he
what
would've
pissed
said-
me off
but-
right there,
but he
bro.
would've said-
That's
he
what
would've
pissed
made
me
that
off.
joke either.
So if
Wait,
I
what
can,
did she
No, the
say?
white. No,
I
time
said,
out.
But a white comedian would not say anything because they don't. White people.
They will go worse. They go
No,
they
they
low.
go worse.
But they
Exactly.
don't.
They
focus
go
on
low.
hair. Black people tend to focus on our hair and stuff like that. White people don't tend
Oh
to
God.
focus stuff
And
like
you know
that.
what? If I could respond to Minka, two
Go ahead,
things,
Black man.
because my dread lady said she'll be here in 20 minutes. I don't know why she coming
So
today.
now
and
the black
had
man
it
is leaving
tomorrow.
us.
This is
Wow.
ridiculous.
Locks, brother. We don't call them dreads. We call
Oh
them
yeah,
locks.
wait, locks. Okay, hey. I got you, bro. So my loctician will be here, and she said 20
Loctician,
minutes.
I love it. Loctician,
So-
I love it.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
And so I just want to say one
So-
thing really
oh,
quick.
Go ahead.
Just really quick. Poppy, you had said it earlier that you didn't want to hear my opinion because I'm not a black woman, but the
Uh-oh.
reality is, and this is what I tell people that are white that don't believe in their white privilege, that they don't see it. I've gotten a couple people to see it, and when they ask what can I do, I say you support. That's it. And so when I talk about these things, it's because I'm very passionate, because I'm also a minority. And at the end of the day, if you motherfuckers win, I win. So just so you know. Carry on.
All right.
Go ahead,
So
Black man.
Now I'm
I'll
gonna shut
say,
up.
I'll say this.
Sorry.
I'll say this, and then I'll shut up. What's up, Tommy B, man? Hope you're feeling good, bro. I reached out to you yesterday, but listen, man, I want to talk about two things here. When we talk about defunding the police, okay, yeah, it shouldn't be called defund. It should be called reallocation, because what happens is when a police officer gets to a situation and the situation is a mental situation, then you should have, like you have SWAT. You should also have something similar to that
Yeah.
for people that have psychotic episodes.
Good.
So when the
Right.
police get there, you have allocated that money to this other SWAT team that's dealing with people with mental illness. And so instead of gunning these people down, or instead of being aggressive with these people, you have professionals that know how to handle it. And how many
Right.
more lives will be saved if we had that type of team that has teamed up with the police, right?
Right.
And so that money
Absolutely.
is be reallocated to open up other things to get there now, and have these people in gear. Have them in gear, have them with sedatives, have them with they can talk these people down, have them with something that will keep these people alive, because we have probably 40% of people have mental illness or locked
Yeah.
up that have 5 to 10 year sentences. When they get out, they're going to go and do something else stupid or mentally insane because they hadn't got the help. They're just sitting in a steel cage every day. So that's the first thing.
That's why
brother, let me
Just-
explain.
I just wanted to say one really thing. That's why I said this doesn't really have anything to do with it. It's just another way of keeping everybody down. That's it. Though this wasn't a solution. This was
Right.
like, how can we fuck it up even more?
Go ahead,
So-
Deuce.
So from like a public administration point of view, right? The reason why all these police officers have been militarized and stuff is because after 9/11, right? So most states are broke. They don't make any money off of taxes, right? So what happens is every year every governor from each state has to go to Washington D.C. and beg for money, right? And they
Federal
beg
government.
Huh?
They have the federal government to bail them out.
Right. So they have to go to the federal government to say, hey, we're running in the red. We need money to go into the black. So after 9/11, there was a Homeland Security budget, right? So now that created this whole new fund of money. So now they go by fair share and equal share or whatever, right? They can either give everybody the same money equally, or they could get fair share saying, hey, you have more of a Homeland Security threat. So obviously New York gets the biggest budget, right? Then obviously the surrounding states get the budget after that. Well, no. New Jersey, Connecticut, Boston, all the port cities on the East Coast, because you're
Shout
in
out to Brick
proximity
City.
to New York, right? So you're in proximity to New York because New York has had multiple terrorist attacks, right? So then now every other port city can now be like, oh, well, you gave it to Boston, you gave it to Rhode Island, you gave it to this, because they're all port cities. So terrorists could use this as an entry, right? So now all the port cities started asking for it, and that's how you started getting this inflated budget. Now, once they get this money, this is why they overinflate the budget every single year, is because now once these states get the money, they can allocate it to wherever they want. They can allocate it to police. They can allocate it to us. This is why they always beg money for education, but then the money never mixed to education because they can reallocate it to infrastructure. They can reallocate it to wherever. And the reason why the police have gotten so militarily funded is because the biggest focus was anti-terrorism for the last 20 years. Now that we move out of that, because that was the shiny object for the money. That was the biggest money maker. The Homeland Security budget was the biggest budget that you can get as a state. So they were using that money to funnel that into the other pillars of, the other pillars of finance. Now there's more of a focus on mental health, because now you're seeing that mental health is like this serious thing. But now if you don't use it, you lose it. So that's why they have to spend so much money on body armor and up armored vehicles and stuff like that. And then now what happens? Now these dudes are all charged up, and that they're willing to shoot. They're willing to hit a guy with a 50 caliber round that he just has a knife.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Just to bring it back home and let CJ talk.
Yeah, I had one more thing.
Oh, no.
Go ahead, Black. But just to bring it back home, so because of all that, so that's why Will Smith decided to get all charged up and slap.
It's one thing I want to reach out.
Go ahead, Black man.
Yeah, Minka said something very important about going back to what she said in the beginning when she did her soliloquy about the whole thing on how it broke down. Now, I did want to say this. If we're talking about, you said, oh, it was the white man. Yeah, okay. But let's talk about Margaret Sanger, because she played a very huge part in it, right? And so if you don't know who Margaret Sanger is, she's the inventor of Planned Parenthood, right? So anyway, so Margaret Sanger invented Planned Parenthood. What she did was the first one she built. Where did she build it? She didn't build it in upward New York. No. Her first one was in Harlem. Her second one was in another urban area. The third one's in another urban area. And you know what she did? They have pictures of her at a Klan rally promising them, we're going to sterilize every black woman that comes in here to prevent them from having children. And so what happened was the black women stood for something at that time. The black women said, bitch, I know you're not coming down here telling us to get rid of our babies. You crazy as hell. She said, you know what? We're not going to do that. It's documented that she told the preachers and the black nurses, listen, they're not going to listen to me, but I'm paying you guys good money. I need you to go down into the neighborhoods. I need you to plant this seed and let these women know that they can get rid of these babies if they don't want them. Now,
and they bought it.
Yeah, and they bought it, and they started to do it. And every woman that went in there, up to 300 to 400 women were completely sterilized. Now, how many presidents, how many doctors and scientists did we lose out of those 300 women that were pregnant? Right, and this is just at the Harlem location. Every woman that came in for deletion of a child left sterilized, where they couldn't have any more children in their life. And they were not even
whole generation gone.
And they were not even told. And so Margaret said, you know what, this is a good idea. Let's open up 10 more. You know what? We can definitely go to Mississippi. We can make a killing in Mississippi.
And they're not in suburban neighborhoods either.
No,
ever.
All in urban neighborhoods, never in the upward neighborhoods. That's why I always say this, and I'll close. That's why I always say this, guys. If you pay attention, go to the neighborhoods that are really, really rich or really sub-rich, and tell me how many liquor stores you see on the corner, how many payday loan places you see on the corner.
Yes.
Zero.
Then I want you to go to the hood, and I want you to look at every corner. There's a payday loan place. There's a liquor place. There's a place where you can get drunk, give away all your money. People are getting $200 loans and paying 300% back as fees for their loans. They're robbing and just taking away and pillaging people, and then they redline them. That's why the South is always the bottom, and we're always the people. You come to Dallas, South Dallas is where south side of Chicago. Everywhere you go, the South is the lowest part, and they redline you and put you there for a reason.
Well, and that's why I had said it earlier, is that mentality of thinking it's the feminist movement that created this. It's not. It's big picture. They are all of this shit is meant to keep everybody that's a minority down, because if we actually created our own rules and regulations, like we didn't drink our money away, we didn't gamble our money away, we gave each other loans like the Jewish community does without an interest, we'd be rising.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be
You
rising.
know what, guys? I have to go, but I will say this.
You suck.
Yeah, I got to go get these
locks. Black man.
I got to get these locks done. Like I just got through robbing 2 banks. I got to get these locks done. Listen, I don't want to get profiled. Okay, so listen, but I would love. You guys have inspired me, and what I want to do is I'm going to create something on my platform called Black Men Unfiltered and Friends, and I'm going to start inviting shows to come and be on my platform. So I want the entire show to come and have a whole show with
Listen,
me
white
on the
man,
day.
you're gonna use us and then
No, I'm
throw
not
us.
going to
I'm just
use
kidding.
you. I want the conversation. No, but I want the conversation, man. You guys have been awesome, guys. And before I leave, I always like to give ups to everybody on the panel. For everybody on the panel, I don't know who has pages or not, or channels or not. But if they do have channels, please, if there's mods in the chat, please drop all their channels. We have to support this media. We have to support people that are doing the work.
Can I ask one thing
so I
before
want to
you
kick
leave?
Yes.
I want to kick a shout out to Marriage Brokerage Firm. If she has a channel, please go subscribe to her. Minka, please subscribe to her. Deuce, the Gray Pill Podcast, my guy.
I am
Poppy.
the gray pill.
Yeah, oh, that's right. You're
She's
absolutely
the wife.
correct.
I'm
You're
not great,
absolutely
but I'm a contributor.
Hey,
correct.
hey,
Jay
husband, you
the
better
same.
slap this man.
Right, and Jay the same. I want guys, you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share this with 5 of your friends, tell them to hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything to support this type of work and what they're doing. So subscribe today, like today, and love on these people and being in the chat and coming in and being a part of the team. So thank you guys for inviting me. I enjoy being here. I don't know how long you guys are going to be on, but everybody know it takes Locks a while to get crispy. So maybe next Saturday I can be on for the entire show or something like that if I'm invited back. And I'll do that because I want to help you guys as much as I possibly can on the way up.
Yeah, man, we appreciate you.
All
And just
right,
a shameless plug is every Tuesday and every Saturday.
I love
Every
your
Tuesday
back.
and Saturday.
Yeah, and I'll keep you up for them, and we'll have updates and everything with you,
Can
brother.
I ask one question before you leave? Before
Absolutely.
you jump off? Between you and the marriage brokerage, you guys were at opposite ends. Could you guys both understand both of each other's sides at the end of this?
Mm-hmm.
You're asking?
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
asking.
he knows that pussy runs the world and he submits to it.
I know. I just like to. I like pointing it out because it's like we have a lot of people that like watch these things and they go based off of what people like you guys say. So if like you guys are like, well, the women don't get support, the men don't get support, but if you guys can understand each other and say that, then it's an example.
absolutely.
Then it's an example for all the other people that are looking for answers.
And
We
just to add-
are
just to add to
gray.
that, yeah,
It doesn't mean, just because we disagree doesn't mean don't mess with me.
yeah.
So we can have Discord. That's cool. I mean, we can have
Yeah.
Discord all day.
And
I just like
and
hearing
to-
it for that.
Hold on.
Sorry.
And Mika's right, but just to add a caveat for the people out there, because we already know the high subscribe count is trying to dwindle us. So this is pretty much where being black man comes in the same accord. And I'm gonna shout out to him, he's gonna shout out to me, I'm gonna shout out to Primal Studies. We already know this is tribalism in its own. So if we keep hitting our own corners and we come together, we'll spread a more thicker web to the conversation we're having. So again, guys, go out to Black Men, check him out, check out his channel. Great conversationalist, great thoughts. The same over here, same is going to be over there. So if you got the sense, like I always say, that God gave you, go over there, check him out. All right. So I appreciate you, Black Man.
I appreciate
love
you
you.
guys too, man. I appreciate
Thanks,
you guys,
Black Man.
All right.
I love your background. It's very soothing.
I know it
Thank
is.
you. I got, it keeps me, keeps me going, keeps the fire going. I appreciate but I appreciate you guys, man. Y'all, I'm gonna continue to watch. I'll be in the chat, but I'm gonna be getting these locks taken care of.
All right, thank you, sir.
Peace.
And when I sorry guys, I got kicked off earlier, but what I was saying, I wasn't saying that, of course this is you guys' podcast, the conversations go in different places. I was just saying, like, I didn't understand how us talking about why people felt like Jada needed protection or didn't in that situation, why it had to go to, black men need more protection, black women need, why couldn't we just discuss that situation? You know what I mean?
Just to put it to a circle real quick, and Loki will blame pharmacist because she did make a disclosure. She made it messy, and it came out to a conversation. And when you came on, it was, again, this is how God works. Okay, everything comes back full circle. I'm gonna make sure I'm pretty much the father figure here. Okay.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So
Daddy.
I would make sure it comes full circle. And and the way God works is the way you came on and you asked a question and it got answered. So you and we go way back, CJ, in the street, so you don't have to apologize for anything. So thank you for bringing that perspective to the table.
Sure.
Yeah, but I will ask this question just to keep it moving. Now, I think it's clear that we feel like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is unhinged and there's some mental stuff there. So I'm just gonna throw out there. Do we feel like Will and them should just work on their marriage and just like push it through, or
They should get a divorce.
They have needed a divorce for a long time.
Ooh.
Jeez.
Marriage.
That's not.
Because some people
That's
saying
not
that
gonna happen.
some people said it's not going to happen because how
It's not gonna
they
happen.
they built their foundation.
If he comes out, maybe it will.
I mean, marriage is what those two people make it. That's their marriage, and that was work for them. So who was to say if they should get divorced or not? He's happy, she's happy, and it's none of our business. There is their marriage, and that's what marriage is
Do
about.
you really believe that man is happy over there?
It doesn't matter. He happy enough to stay because when y'all ready
That
to go,
man
y'all go.
is getting abused out over there.
Some would
First
say
of
that.
all,
That's
first
if
of
the
all-
roles were reversed. If the roles were reversed and a woman acted that crazy, everyone would be saying, "Wow, that man is doing something to her."
Right.
I think that Will has very low self-esteem. I think he has a fundamental fear of failure, and he sees divorce as a failure. I
Yes.
think he
I
is
agree
the
with
one keeping them in that awful, potentially, we don't know exactly, but it looks like an awful marriage. Like they said,
all
bad
that
marriage
shit-
for life, didn't they?
Yeah, all that
I
shit is
say this
wrong.
earlier. I wanted to say this
Hold on,
earlier, right?
all that shit is wrong, man.
Dude, I
Well,
love
what's
this
her name?
podcast. I love all of you because
Look,
I'm in
look.
Hollywood and everyone's like, "Yeah, Will Smith should have done that." Blah. And I'm like, I
Well,
love you guys.
I'm gonna tell you what's going on, man.
What to be fair,
I know everything.
Hold on, Poppy. I'll let you get thoughts. But to be
He
fair,
knows
Mika,
everything.
even on
No,
even on the media side, it's crazy because me and Deuce is pretty much on a little circle on one end of the spectrum. Like we got the same network of friends. They was in a chat. I didn't know anything about it till one guy said, "Hey, this what Will did." I said, "Really? I can't believe it." I was shocked. And I had one guy, a fellow brother, he was white knighting for Will Smith. I had another woman was white knighting for Will Smith. The stuff that Farminus was saying, even though she was being messy, that was actually being said. And it was crazy because and I'm me on a guy side, just being a black man. I'm like, are you not understanding this? And they was literally to me, and I'm still going to stand my ground, is conflating the two. Celebrity status. This man has all the resources in the world. Everything y'all just explained about the struggles of regular folks, there's nowhere near that. And I think it was, I believe it was on the Black Man show where somebody made a comment saying that, or I think it was Deuce too. He was at a position where when he did that, it's like, I'm not gonna losing a job. My income is good. I could still travel the world. I could do whatever I got. I still got the celebrity status. I can keep moving forward. Us, the regular folks, if I would have done that in the middle of the streets and the officer came by or whatever, I'd have got locked up, arrested, and I got to call my baby girl. Hey, girl, can go ahead and now that real battery,
I have you.
that real battery is like gonna be dwindling down because now she got me all heated and I'm in jail locked up. Now I'm like, everybody like, bro, you did it over what? Over a girl? You lost like how much? You got what's that? The bill is 1,000. They got put 10% bond on that. Now your name is on the record over a chick, bro, because of what? Over words? Man, if you don't get the F out of here.
And it's the thing, women have the benefit of being able to be selective about when they want to be protected, right? Because one minute she can sit there and say, "Hey, I can handle this. I'm strong," and the next minute, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So in that situation, he had all the liability. He's exposed here. She's not exposed. Guess what ends up happening? Oh, now we can go on my platform and we can control the narrative. Right, and she's gonna get the views, and she's gonna get the accolades and stuff like that, and she's gonna cheat on him and gonna get another Emmy.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
You and Black Man's on the same wavelength, bro. He literally predicted this, the same thing you did, like how everything gonna play out from beginning to end up to now.
First, Chris Roy ain't gonna sit down on the red table, bro.
Nobody else. And this is another thing, right? This is why like Will Smith is so emasculated, right? In this whole situation, because
he's a bitch.
If you look at prominent men, black, white, no matter what, you look at prominent men, they are always taken down by infidelities in their marriage. And the thing is, when we were talking about all these notions and misconceptions about the black community and relationships, remember, Will and Jada have been put on a pedestal as being the example of a strong black marriage. a power couple
Some
in
might say,
entertainment.
"Hey, Deuce."
Uh,
Some might say that's because of the pressure again. That's built up for Will Smith, so that's why he snapped. He
Well,
got so much pressure.
that's how you presented. They presented this. It's not like society put them on a pedestal. They presented themselves as this kind of couple, this healthy, functioning, transparent, honest, communicating
Everything
couple.
done in the
I
dark always comes to the
And
light.
then boom,
I
all this
don't
stuff comes
know.
out. But it did not come out. Wait a second, Poppy. It did not come out because of Will. Because if Will would have destroyed that image, Will's career would have been over. He still
That's right.
maintained the nice guy image throughout all of this until he slapped Chris Rock. Jada was the one that destroyed the image of their marriage and the reputation of their marriage. But guess what? We know Will got dirt, but Will dirt don't come out.
That's
She
right.
sat there and pushed P to the wrong dude. And when this dude was ready to drop an album, this dude was like, "Oh, I'm telling."
Mm.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So like,
but they,
What's your thoughts, Poppy?
but first, they're not gonna break up. Let's keep it funky. They're not gonna break up because Jada got something heavy over Will Smith head.
It's called
That's fact.
It's called seduction and narcissism.
Mm-mm.
Narcissism?
It's something heavy.
narcolepsy.
She got something. She know where all the bodies are buried, bro. Trust.
Yes,
me.
that's why nobody wants to get. I'll give you a perfect example.
Exactly.
Barack Obama would
I
have never won the
told
Senate in
you.
Chicago if not for the fact that everybody that he ran against that was over him, he was fourth. He was number 4. The 3 guys ahead of him were all, as soon as they started running, they all their wives filed for divorce. And guess what their wives said? I got some stuff. And boom, these dudes all backed out of the race and was like, oh, because now, hey, I'm gonna release some stuff about our marriage, and that's gonna destroy your campaign. So you might as well just give me this divorce and give me everything I want. And these dudes all backed out and was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I'm gonna back out this campaign and focus on my family." Right? He's very transparent about that in his book, and he said, "I would have never won if not for the fact that everybody that I was running against that had a better chance than me got taken out because they were getting divorced." Divorce, I'm telling you, if they get divorced, Will Smith's career is done. And let me tell you something: if we've all heard rumors about them having an open marriage, and then we found out it was true. We've all heard rumors about Will Smith's sexuality. And I'll tell you, I'm sorry, but for you presenting yourself for the last 30 years as being a straight man, look what happened to Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
As soon as he got outed, my man disappeared.
No, it's a little different. Kevin Spacey came out when it was like, oh, he touched a young child inappropriately.
Yeah.
If Will Smith were to come out and be like, I am gay and I am proud, he would kill it. He would kill it.
Hold on.
He probably
Hold on.
has some shit that Kevin
Hell
Spacey
no.
had. I'm just throwing it out there. He would kill it.
no.
He would.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Hold on. Poppy, what's your thoughts?
I don't know.
Yeah, so right now, man, we cannot put that gay jacket on Will. I'm not gonna go that far. Like, so right now, he's a straight man in front of everybody's eyes.
Wait,
I don't know if he gay.
Blanco TV has a limit? What?
Because I don't like to put gay jackets on people that ain't gay.
You
Though.
have come up with some
I didn't
I always play that
out
rule.
of pocket
I didn't say
shit
gay. I was
before.
just hypothetically.
I said gay.
No, I know.
I'm saying Bobby
Hypothetically.
Blanco has come out with some crazy ass all the time, and now all of a
They
sudden,
facts though. They facts.
I'm telling you, these are facts.
I mean, it's probably
Okay, so right now, are you willing to bet your house that this man is fruity?
Because of who it is, yes.
Okay.
I mean, he's
Okay.
probably bisexual.
Yeah, that's gambling right there.
I'm telling you,
Vicarious, yes.
you don't hear me saying shit that I don't like. I'm not
Yeah.
like 100. And when
I'm
I am
not saying-
wrong, I always apologize. But I'm telling you, the person that I'm talking about that this came from,
Yeah.
100%, I'd be willing to put
Yeah.
my house on it.
Oh,
But
wow.
we're missing
Okay.
we're missing a big factor on why Will does not want to divorce Jada. It's
And what is that?
simple because he didn't even divorce his first wife. His
Exactly.
first wife was the one that said, "Don't keep me with you because I don't love you."
That's
So
right.
Will Smith in a way has old-fashioned ideals. When he's married to someone, that's the woman he's going to be with. His first wife made it impossible to be stayed married to. So he's just, just simply put.
I
he's
think
gonna stay
that's
with
less.
her.
I think it's less of old fashioned and more of what the guy said earlier, which is that he's afraid of failing.
Yeah,
He
okay,
just a
same
bitch,
difference.
that's all.
Same difference, yeah, but it is because it's. I'm gonna say this too is like
Poppy.
it's a general thing, and I will say this: I have been the Jada in a relationship where the dude didn't stand up for me, and I would turn, and they'd say they'd think something was funny, and I'd be like, "Oh, really?" And like, and then he didn't defend me like
Right,
Will,
defend your honor.
but he didn't defend me the way Will did. I'm kind of jealous, but
Yeah.
but I will
And I ain't finished. I ain't
but I
finished
will-
my point though.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Sorry,
I'm just gonna say that it is, these men have facts and they have points when they say we as women can definitely make a man go crazy.
Yeah.
A weak ass guy though, not
Yeah,
a
of
real
course.
man.
Of course.
What's your thoughts,
What were you
Poppy?
saying,
And
Poppy? I'm sorry.
Messing with me, you would go crazy. I don't go
I
crazy
know.
with no pussy, man.
Hey, we
Get out of
already
here.
talked-
Pussy is
we know-
free.
But Happy, I think
I-
the difference is that
we
you know who you are. You're confident in who you are. Will Smith is not. He is a broken man. This man was so psychologically injured from his parents' relationship and his whole dynamics that he grew up with. He just feels this internal pressure. A lot of this pressure is driven from inside. He has this image that he feels like he has to portray, and he lives in fear, right? His pharmacist said, sorry, pharmacist, should I call you that still?
Oh yeah,
I
you're
don't-
fine. I'm
Okay.
still one. I'm still one, unfortunately.
You're still, yeah. Like she said, his first wife was begging for a divorce. He held on to that
Jesus.
marriage for life, right? And she was like, "Let me go," and he finally did, or he finally allowed her to leave. So he can't function by himself. He's dependent. He's dependent in relationships.
Do you
Right?
feel like?
So-
Let me ask this, CJ. Do you feel like with all the resources he have, do you feel like he actually went and seeked out help? Because I feel like at this moment he never did.
I think he did, but it doesn't mean that he is healed. Some people take a lifetime to that
That's
stuff,
fair.
you know, some people take a lifetime to heal that stuff, you know? And plus he's still been within that dynamic this whole time. So, you know, he never I don't know what they did when they said at the red table that they took time apart and they were separated and had to figure out, you know, their happiness on their own. I don't know exactly the work that they did there, but clearly they didn't leave each other. They are in this, and they call it a bad marriage too. That's the crazy thing.
Well,
right?
the CJOJ, I think they was kind of making a spin-off of his show, the movie Bad Boys for
Boys.
Life. So
Yeah.
it was more so like a spin-off from that, I believe.
Yeah, but but I thought that they were saying we're in this no matter what, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes, they
So
are.
that's the thing, right?
Yeah,
So
Is that not something to be admired? I mean, and Minka, I'm totally with you. Like my first marriage, my husband, that first husband, he did not defend my honor in something that was very serious to me. And to be honest with you, we were 4 years into our marriage.
Can you
and
give an example of defending your honor?
I'm defending my honor where at my job, I was accused of sexual, not sexual harassment. What do you call it? Sexual misconduct, as in they accused me of phone sex. Okay.
Mhm.
Long story. Either way, we worked together.
No. Dig into it. What that means? I don't even know what that means.
She's like, anyways.
You know what that means.
Can you talk about
You
this?
know-
by the way?
No, hold on. Okay, so it wasn't me. Someone worked for
Protecting
me
you.
on a protecting. Thank you, because I'm kind of dumb. Someone actually did it, but it was on my night. I called in to work one night, and the other person worked, and they did like those 295 calls, you know, to the sex line. So they accused me of it because the phone bill came back at my job. So either way, long story short, and besides the point, he didn't defend my honor. He didn't defend my honor. You know, I was a new mom, and you know, like
What would you, as a suggestion, what would you want him to do to defend your honor that you feel like he didn't do?
Well,
Yeah,
he
in
didn't.
in a work situation. I'm really curious.
He didn't. Well, he worked there. He worked at the
Okay.
job.
He
Number
worked
one,
with you at the same company?
right? Yeah,
Okay.
and other managers and stuff were looking out for me, but he did not look out for me. He kind of like, "Duh," you know. And that I was mentally at that point. I was mentally checked out of the marriage. I was done. I was
Okay.
done.
Are you
Well-
I was
serious?
just done.
Well,
Yeah,
this
that's
was
what I
like
was done.
This
hold
is
on,
the
hold on,
vetting
hold on,
part. Whereas
hold-
you knew that shit before he did it. He probably didn't stand up for himself either in any situation.
You're
And
right.
you probably knew that shit too.
Hold on, 'cause
I'm
Right.
just
I have to ask this because now I have to be like a little bit 6-year-olds about that. So exactly, in like kind of little, you know, give me a little step basis. What did he didn't do?
He did. There were paperwork that that needed because I wanted to sue. He did not make sure. When
he
I
wanted
tried
to stay out of the limelight, didn't he? It ain't worth it, baby.
right. I mean, I wanted to talk to, you know, when I tried to talk to him about it, he was disengaged. He just kind of looked at me like,
Okay.
Like I was alone in a situation, like he wasn't my husband, like he was not the person who's supposed to give me covering and protection.
Okay.
You know, so
what-
if he
You-
just even talked to me about it,
yeah.
it would have been okay. But he kind of disengaged, like he wasn't part of the equation.
All right. Now,
I'm your wife.
all right. Let me dumb this
And
down.
that was
because-
a reason to leave the man.
hold on. Let me dumb this down real
No,
quick.
she
because
said that was
usually-
an example.
Yeah, she's giving an example. So let
That's
me dumb
pretty
this down
big.
because I know sometimes in the workplace with all the extra paperwork and legal stuff, that's like further down. That's a whole nother step. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it first came out, rumors in a job place. So clearly somebody had to come to him and say that little work gossip. We all about that, the work gossip. So he never mentioned anything in your defense, like, hey, you know what? That couldn't be my wife. I couldn't see her doing something like that. He never said anything of the sorts like that.
He act like he was totally
Okay, now
different.
that's a difference. I would defend your honor in that way. That's a difference.
But that's
Right.
that's what I'm saying is that like that has to do with the vetting process too. And we learn as we get older that like,
Yeah.
oh, he wasn't for me to begin with, right?
Right.
Because I'm gonna tell you this, if Angelus and I were in the same situation, he's the type of man that would definitely say something. He was like,
Right.
I got your back. I mean,
All
we've
the
had
time.
situations,
Yeah.
we've had situations where he's had my back and I'm not even used to that. And I'm like, well, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, you care. Like,
And I don't even throw it down her throat. It's like she'll figure it out. And when she do, and it's like a light bulb, and I'm like, oh, we're good. Even like, and I'll give another example. I want to say it's defending your honor, but just like it's a respect factor too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's a respect factor. This is my business partner, first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? So even if she's doing her thing, whatever, she's gonna get a full DMs or whatever about everything that's going on. And even if she come back, like, and I don't even try to trip her, like, send your DMs, but let's have this conversation regardless. You know what I'm saying? I had a guy the other night. Shout out to him. He's asked me about some giving some suggestions, whatever. I said, okay, cool. And it came to a long, drawn out drawl about the whole conversation. Again, a suggestion. And I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm like, I gotta talk to my wife about it. And he's like, okay, but I gotta talk to my wife about it. We're in the same accord, and she does the same thing. I don't even ask her, I don't even think about it because I feel like we're in the same headspace about a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
and we
that's what.
disagree. We fight like a motherfucker sometimes. We
Oh yeah,
don't
we
agree on shit.
we don't disagree,
It's
but
just-
what? Yeah,
But y'all on the
Respect,
same page.
but
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
the respect and the trust is there where
Yeah.
he know. I mean, even like other situations, I've told him like, hey, I talked to so and so. I let them know like you can come on, but this is you and me. At the end of the day, this is you and me, always you and me. No matter what happens or who comes on or anything like that, my stance is with him. Period. And that's so that, and it's kind of an example of a marriage because that's why we joke around and we call it that way, but that's what it's supposed to be. So you're telling that story, that just means you picked wrong. And I'm guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. We wouldn't be on YouTube fucking talking about relationships if we picked right.
And to circle back to the Will and Jada. I'm sorry, Mary. Go back
Let
to
her-
my
let her
explain.
say it.
I
Let her
was-
defend it.
I was
Let her
about
defend
to, and thank you, CJOJ, for clearing that out because I would have had the whole YouTube thinking I was doing sexual assault or sexual whatever because I wasn't thinking clearly. I mean, but I was just tying it in to Will and Jada and how he defended his wife honor. And yes, it went too far, but as a husband or, just like business partners or wherever there's a man and woman involved and you on that same accord and you break bread together, whatever, that man needs to give you that covering. Bottom line, period. And yes, he went too far. And yes, I may have picked the wrong man. I mean, but when does it supposed to kick in? That's what men supposed to do. I mean,
But that's the healing
Yo.
journey that women are a part of too.
So,
because
like-
it's a
I'm
fact.
so
Like,
confused, yo, and
Why
I'm
do you
tired
think-
of hearing your talk, man.
shut
Puppy,
up,
what's
puppy.
wrong?
So what do you think? See, just like what I did. Shut up, puppy. it's
Oh, hey, don't talk to my man like that because that's my man.
mine too. You
He's
hoe.
mine.
You got a husband. Then how many you want?
You're
So,
I know.
Happy,
I'm
tell
selfish.
them you're mine. Right?
go ahead.
So
Can I go now?
Let me make this point real quick because I was gonna say this before.
Yes,
And
Oh
I think
yeah.
that's the problem with their marriage because in a marriage you have to keep people out of your business. You have to present
Yeah.
a unified front. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And
Yes.
and no matter what's going on in your marriage, hey,
Yeah.
listen, your man back here doing it. Hey, that's none of your business. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, how you took him back after he did this? That's none of your business. How you took
Right.
your girl back after she did this? That's none of your business. We
That's
handle
right.
it. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And that and you leave things to people's imagination because you don't know if she went upside his head. You don't know if remember Al Green wife hit him with them grits. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know if she hit him with a pot of grits. You don't know what he did, what he said to her. So this is what I'm saying. Like, when you open your marriage up to everybody's view, you open your marriage up to public opinion, which rule of the streets, what goes on in this house stays in this house. And now you can't be mad if you know that's the thing with opening your life up to so much transparency, because now you be like, oh, we want to be transparent to get this money, but we don't want nobody to say nothing about us. I'm sorry, your wife showed up with a bald head. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody's gonna say something about it.
Yeah, we're missing a big point, man.
Well,
We're missing a big point, bro. We're missing a big point over here. First of all, the setting that where they are at the Oscar. That's like the top of the line on their field, right? Will Smith is considered a high value man, right? And he's like the highest. He's the highest, huh?
I was just teasing. I said I never want to hear those words again.
That's why I said it's bigger. It was bigger.
You're a Kevin Samuel hater.
No,
man.
I agree with what you're saying, and the fact that he's emotionally available and those things. Yes, I do agree with you.
Look, he got his stuff. Yeah, he's actually higher than a high value man. Actually, he like a high value to the third power.
He's
the
top.
They had the Oscar. Yeah, exactly. This man is worth $300 million, right? The part that really pissed me off about Will is, I know for a fact if that was Jimmy Fallon or I mean, is it Jimmy Kimmel? What's the guy name? Adam Sandler, one of those white guys. One of those white guys, he wouldn't did that. And I'm willing to bet everything on it. He wouldn't did that. That was Adam Sandler or Seth Rogen, one of those guys. He wouldn't did that. He wouldn't.
He would have thought twice.
Well, he would have. Those comedians would have.
He would have never walked the stage. If those white guys or Jewish guy would have made the same joke, he would have never walked to the stage and slap them up.
Yeah,
can we agree on that?
I'm going to say one thing.
They would have. They absolutely would have.
I'm going to say one
thing. They would have what?
Is that, hold
on. They would
have
have slap him?
Hold on. The ladies, I don't know which one is saying a white man or a white person wouldn't have made that joke. I don't give a fuck. He's saying hypothetically, if they did, would Will Smith have gone up there and slapped him? And I have to agree, no, he wouldn't have.
That was a straight bully move. You 6'2", 215 pounds, and you ran up on a 5'8", 165-pound man. That's a bully move. Straight, you did that because you knew you could do that to him. But this is it wasn't a calculated move.
And he's a G because he didn't press charges and he took it.
But this but this is what you have to understand. One of the most respected pillars of the entertainment industry is comedians, and comedians back each other up. Will Smith and Jada Pickett are going to get ripped apart on the comedy circuit for years for this. Like, you already see what his brother's doing. Like, that's one of the untold rules. You don't come for comedians, right? Comedians, you know, they have protocols for hecklers. They got protocols for people that want to put hands on them. Another celebrity, because of a joke, went and enacted violence on another celebrity, on a comedian, on a top 1% of comedians. Listen, you are going to get roasted. And the problem is they're in the entertainment industry. They are privy to secrets and stuff like that. And remember, every joke got a hint of truth in it. They are going to rip their lives apart, straight up and down. Like, right, Joe Rogan's already done it. Andrew Schultz has already done it. Chris Rock's brother's already done it. He don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you are going to get ripped apart because them comedians do not play. Chris Rock is going to have to sit them to the side and be like, yo, chill. Because he got that kind of power as a comedian. One moment.
Just want to chime in the chat real quick. Woody asks something about bass. Woody, I don't mind giving you a link, sir. You can happily come on just explain that a little bit by bass, because then the second time you said bass poppy. Or you could just chat in the chat if you feel a little bit brave or have some courage. Please explain in the chat exactly what you mean by based, because I think around the board we're confused.
Maybe when I say Will Smith wouldn't slap a white man or a Jewish man, if you would have said the same joke, I'm pretty sure that's what he means.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
So Pepe, why do you? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
This is why but to make that point, this is why Wesley Snipes got blackballed in Hollywood, because he threatened violence on a producer when he was in Blade 3, because he felt like he was getting equal billing.
Diminished.
Right. Like, I'm supposed to be the star of the movie. Why do I have less lines and less scene time than Jessica Biel and Ryan Reynolds? Right. And then so he in an argument that he had with one of the producers, he threatened violence. You remember he's an actual martial artist and stuff like that. He was blackballed after that, and then after that, there was no protection for him. You know what I'm saying? Who goes down for tax evasion? You know what I'm saying? Like there was no protection for him. He couldn't
And
get
he's
a
still
lawyer.
he's still working. He's still working, but he don't get the main role. He get like the supporting cast roles, like
He's
small
working.
roles.
He's working again now because he took his beating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He took his slap on the wrist, went to jail, did his thing, and now he had to pay his dues. And that's the whole thing about Hollywood. Once you know how to pay your dues, you pay your dues. Hey, you know you messed up. You know you got to pay. You know what you got to do now. You know what I'm saying? Go to prison, take this time, come back, work your way back up. We'll let you back in.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
finish
That's
my
why
point.
he's even at the Oscars.
Such a
'Cause
bad
he's not an
move.
Oscar-nominated actor. That's why he's even at the Oscars.
And to finish my point, bro, it's just like you gotta understand the setting that what they are. They are on at the Oscars, bro. That's what they hire. If you pay attention to how those awards work, they hire comedians. They want this comedian to engage with these people. And I went back and looked at some of the shows in the past.
Mhm.
The jokes be crazy, bro. They even talk about Magic Johnson having AIDS, bro. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't even get worse than that. It doesn't get worse than that, bro. People making fun of that man having AIDS, and
Yeah,
people laugh.
Hey,
And that's
go
the
ahead.
face that's the problem I got with Will. He was laughing when Chris Rock was joking on everybody, but when he came to you now you can joke on everybody, but you can joke on me, on mine. Come on, bro. You know, if you see whoever went to a comedy show before, they know if you sit in the front or in the back, a comedian might pick on you. It's a good chance he's gonna roast you. It's gonna happen.
Mhm.
And don't get me wrong.
And he feel
Will
great
Smith-
to punch on the little guy, bro.
But listen, that's the thing. It was his cup got a little too full because everybody has an event. Everybody has a triggering event. And my thing is, there would have been a triggering event, even because in there's little things that you can see where he said he had, he was eating too much, he had gained weight, he was drinking a lot, he was on vacation. You know what I'm saying? Like they've let you in with little tidbits about like things that he's like his coping mechanisms and stuff like that. But he doesn't have enough coping mechanisms. And like I said, you being emasculated. It's for everybody to see. It has 500 and something thousand views on Facebook Watch, let alone how many views it has on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, so
my man, I wouldn't want to show up outside. Like Chris Rock probably doesn't want to be seen. You know what I'm saying? Like he has shows that he already committed to that he has to go to. He can't sit there and say, "Hey, I'm gonna cancel this show because I got slapped," right? Because it's gonna add insult to injury. Will Smith was emasculated on his wife's show on her platform, and then still has to show up. You know what I'm saying? He still has to go outside. He still has a career that he has to go on with. And then because celebrities, right? When they do interviews and stuff like that, people are prepped, right? Do not ask about this. Do not talk about this. Do not bring this up. Nobody can bring up what happened. Nobody can say August Alsina in his presence. You already know that. And this is why people are checking him now. And guess what? He's been emasculated. He emasculated himself even further by doing what he did. And you thought you could bully Chris Rock, and now it was a miscalculated move because you ain't got as much power as you think. Because even though Chris Rock is only worth $60 million, Chris Rock is part of the biggest gang of roasters in entertainment industry. You are going to get killed.
And he made himself look unhinged, for all the Hollywood people.
Yeah, so pretty much you're saying, what I'm getting out that's like you knew what you was getting into before you get there, not just on his character or his history, but just on a comedic standpoint, period. It's gonna happen when you get what you get when you come into the door. But let me ask this for the ladies. Let's just I think CJ and you can not answer. I believe you said you are currently married, broker. You have the experience of being a wife, and just Mika, because she has long exclusivity of relationship in a long period of time. So in y'all place, so women, ladies, if you was in Jada's position, how would you handle that differently, or would you handle it the same?
So what are you talking about, the aftermath, or what do you
mean? Or just doing the whole process, like we'll put you in the place of Jada. You come in there, boom, from the time up to the time of the slap. How would you do everything differently? We'll go with you, Tish, then we'll go down the line.
I'll go last.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, there's really nothing she could have done to make that situation any better or any worse. I mean, if she tried to pull him back, then he's gonna look even more emasculated. So,
Okay.
I mean, at that point, you just gotta let the shit hit the fan and just let it go as it go. I mean, what else can you do besides making him look less than a man? I mean, that's what the whole premise of his attack was, is his manhood. I mean, everything just stems from him being the tail of all the memes, all the jokes, whatnot for the last couple of years. And he was just fed up, and he was putting the gauntlet down, letting everyone know, listen, this is it. No more cracking jokes, no more making me seem like I'm less than a man. But it was nothing else Jada could have done except let him run amok.
Now, what
I
about
think.
what about after the fact? Now, you mentioned aftermath. So, what about aftermath? What if it's something you would have added to the situation? Hey, we coming home.
Oh yeah, he would have got some good.
Okay, there you go. What about you, CJ?
Nah, I I'm sorry, but I was completely turned off by what he did. So he was not touching me after we got home. So
Okay, so I'm your
sorry.
husband. I'm your husband.
You're
Beginning.
my
Hey,
husband. Yeah,
I'm your
you're my
husband.
husband.
This happens. Boom. From that point
So
on till what would be different for
well,
you?
okay, so let me say, in terms of what pharmacist said, that's a really good point. I didn't think about the fact that Jada is kind of in a tight spot herself, because there's been so many opinions, on her emasculating Will and whatnot, and so she had to think carefully about what she the optics of everything in terms of what she did. So that's a good point. But what I was going to say is, and we don't know how sensitive she is about the joke. I didn't think the joke was that bad, but we talked
It
about
was even a joke.
yeah, I
One
mean,
mic, please.
from my perspective, I actually think maybe it was a compliment. Who knows what he meant, right? But she has this hair condition. She's sensitive about this stuff. I was gonna say, for me, I would have played up the joke. I would have been like, call me, you know what I mean? Like, producers, call me. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be what's it called? I was gonna say Tank Girl, not Tank Girl, GI Jane.
Yeah, Jane.
Right? But fine, she was sensitive about it. I do not think that she knew what Will was going to do when he went up on that stage. I think she
I
had
agree.
hopes that he wasn't going to make a fool of himself like he did. Where I did think she could have stepped in was when he started shouting. I thought after the first, get my wife's name out your fucking, sorry guys.
Oh, you're good.
I thought after the first one, she could have put her hand on his arm and been like, hey. But when the pharmacist said that could look bad too, maybe that's a good point. She had to sit still and just hope that shit was going to be over as soon as possible. Some
right, now-
people say she enjoyed it. I don't know about that. I think
You
she
know she
just was like, let me just sit here, let me just look supportive, and let me just wait for this shit to be over.
Now, what about the aftermath? Y'all go home. Now what?
Oh, we go home, and I'm gonna be like, what the F was that?
Okay.
For me, I did
Okay.
not appreciate what he did at all. I thought
I
it was
would.
uncalled for. I thought it was weird. I didn't like it. So that would just be me. There were women out there who thought it was good. They thought it was protective. I didn't think so. So
Okay.
that's
All
just
right.
for me. Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate your perspective. Mika, what about you?
I forgot what the question was.
The question is,
Sorry.
if I was, and this is for the ladies out there, because they be all up in my DMs too. If I
Oh.
was your actual husband,
Mm-hmm.
all right,
Hold on.
saying it with the $1.99 voice.
Okay.
If I was your actual husband,
Yes.
we came up to the Grammy, you looking your best, but you got the shaved bald head, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. We go
Oh,
sit
God.
down in front row seats.
Oh, okay.
Poppy, known us for years.
You really set the mood.
Cracking
he is.
jokes.
Uh-huh.
I got my legs crossed, holding my pace.
Okay.
Poppy makes a joke about your physicality.
Whoa.
I'm cracking up laughing.
Oh.
I look to you, you roll your eyes. Now I gotta go slap this dude.
Good luck with that one. We want to engage in some brutality on there, bro.
I got hands for days for Poppy Blanco TV. Go shout him out on the YouTube channel.
Okay.
What would you do differently, or would you do the same thing during and after?
Sex?
I'm kidding.
I'm kidding. I will say this: if if
Sorry, that's me. Go ahead.
I would not have like, well, I would, if I was upset at, here's the deal. If I have a bald head,
Yes.
it's kind of like I say some shit on here, right? I know that people are in the comments and I get DMs about this crap that I say. So
Mhm.
I know full damn well what to expect based off of the words and my reactions and the things that I do, including if I had a shaved head, which I've had before. So
Me too.
yeah, so I don't think that it was right. I would not have turned to him and been like, you better defend my honor, because I'm also not going to look for someone that I have to tell that to. And I'm also not going to look for someone that's going to slap the shit out of someone else and make us both look crazy.
That's right.
Like, that's me. But if in the heat of the moment, for some reason, he felt like that's what he needed to do and I didn't coerce him and that's his own, like, I'm a man thing, I'm going to eat his something when we get home.
Okay.
Good Lord.
Okay.
Well, can I walk something back for
Eat
a
his what?
moment?
Sure,
Oh.
see,
Penis.
sure, just,
But
I mean, wait.
don't encourage that, Deuce. But go ahead,
Sorry.
CJ.
No, I was just gonna walk something back for a second. I didn't, like I said, I did not like what he did, and I wouldn't have been happy about it. But I do understand that in some small way, I think it's small. I think part of it was he did it for himself. Part of it was
Yeah.
what he thought was protecting Jada. So I would appreciate that small part that was him trying to do something for me. So when we get home, I'm not going to abandon him and give him the cold shoulder completely, but I'm going to tell him that was not it. That was not it at all. Like, I did not like that. So
Hey, CJ, so what if a man, like, you tell him that, right? All right, he hear you, but at the same time, he just like, you know what? I want you bent over anyway.
Mm.
no, we're not doing it that night.
I would bend the
Sorry.
fuck
Okay,
over.
so you're not, okay, so you're
in
not,
the car.
okay, so you're not gonna condone his actions.
There.
Gotcha.
No, I need to let
Let's
him
do
know
this
that
shit on
that was terrible.
Okay.
I need to
So
let
you
him
playing
know
with the
that
P? Oh no. You can't do that.
Okay. Hey, shout out to you, Mandrill. Appreciate you from coming on through, brother. Anybody that do not know Mandrill on this side of the fence for the Gray Pill podcast, this is Mandrill, black man, unfiltered, right hand man. I came through him through Jay Takashi's stream. A good, well-educated brother. Y'all can check him out on the Black Man Unfiltered. He's doing great things, man. You know what I'm saying? And I just on a low end, just add some context, Mandrill. This is my boy, my brother from another mother, Deuce. You know what I'm saying? I told you, I mentioned him to you before. Y'all can have some good conversation, bro.
I like your
Okay,
fit, brother.
cool. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I know, right? I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that?
Quick
They had a
question.
bromance,
Twins.
CJ. They had a
They're
bromance, CJ.
twins.
They
They're
had a
twins.
bromance.
Oh,
They
They
even
had a
got
bromance.
both red lettering on their heads. Really?
Yeah.
and Happy
it
does too.
coordinated?
Look, Happy does too. Oh,
Poppy
you're
ain't going that
good.
direction.
Wow.
Hey, Mandrill, so your thoughts on the situation, bro? Like, what you feel about everything? I know we we broke everything on every angle we can go with, you know. So far, what's your thoughts with the whole Will Smith and Jada situation? Do you condone it? You know,
Is it? Are you trying to monetize this, or can I do me?
nah, you already know how I do, bro. It's not gonna go down like that. Maybe on Poppy Blanco TV.
Y'all never let me have fun, man.
Oh, yeah, don't do you.
This is a kiddie station, man. You gotta come to the G station.
All right. I got you.
Hey, just use pretend. That's what I do. I use pretend words for what I actually want to say so that YouTube does it, so my husband's still not mad at me. But yeah,
Mika, he had the Angelus talk, so he know better.
I did. Okay. That being said, here I go.
Okay.
Well, tonight I heard you guys break down. I heard some very good things, some things that are just flat out correct, and I heard things on the other end of the spectrum that absolutely disgusted me. Okay, and it came from you, marriage brokerage, the disgusting part.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
But that being said, I get it. No, I know, but I mean, it is what it is.
What part? like what? Sweetened honey butter.
It sounds like you condone this behavior to a degree.
Yes.
No. You're married, right?
A couple of times, few.
That explains it. Now, anyway, this behavior by Will Smith.
Make you number.
Got him. This behavior by Will Smith.
I love her. She's like, make you number 5.
Is it?
I heard you. I heard you.
But this behavior by Will Smith is absolutely weak. This is the picture perfect example of what a weak man looks like. A weak man with a bunch of money.
Beta.
You look at what's going on within the past 25, 30 years. Ever since he's been married to Jada. Now that Jada's aired out all their dirty laundry, she didn't want to marry him to begin with. Her mother had to convince her to marry him. On her wedding day, on her way down the aisle, she's bawling, crying because she's pissed off that she's getting married to him. She came out and said he had weak dick. I'm sorry. She didn't enjoy having sex with him in the beginning.
Ew.
And she learned to tell him what she liked, and then it got better. This is all things that came out of her mouth.
And then he was like, "Oh, I used to have sex, and it made me ill."
Yeah, right. But right.
Damn.
There's that.
What's going on with you, brother?
Okay, I was gonna leave that out for his sake, but thank you.
Nah, yeah, brother. Say what's on your heart.
Right. So anyway, she emasculated, and then his daughter writes a love letter to Tupac when she's a child, talking about how she wished he was alive so he'd come back.
Can be happy.
She and mommy can be happy. Don't forget the she part. She included herself in that. So, that amongst the myriad of other things that's been going on, and this woman has aired out to the public. You know, Will is a cuck. He's a beta bitch.
Oh my God.
Yes.
An amazing husband.
No, he's not. He's not a husband. I don't
Look at the kids.
Here's the thing. He's
an amazing husband. He's an amazing husband because he is an amazing provider. He lets her run the household and do what she want to do. Right in her situation, I could go off and pipe let some young boy pipe it down for months.
Let's just remember
that's not a good husband, dog.
It was her son's friend.
Right. And here's the thing. Here's why he's not a good husband.
He's afforded her the ability to hurt.
Hold up. He's still not. Here's why. All of that into consideration. She still doesn't love him. Never loved him. Still never respected him. His kids don't love him. His kids don't respect him. He has no love and respect from anyone in that household. That's why he's not a good husband.
What makes you
no one respect? He's not. Hold on. He's not a husband. These are two people who live two completely different, separate lives.
I agree.
That's
I agree with that.
You know, and he brought it on himself by not taking control of that relationship. Now he never grew up. He's still with Peter Pan over in Neverland or wherever they are.
I agree with that part. Yeah.
Right. So that's how a child. What he did that Sunday. That's how a child behaves.
Yeah.
That's nothing to slap somebody over. And plus, like I think somebody on this platform here said tonight, you 6'2", 6'3", Will is 230, 225. Yeah. And you slap a dude 5'8", 160.
Yeah.
Stop playing.
But you have never.
I don't got a problem with that. I don't got a problem with that part. You know what? My problem where it comes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you would have been slapping people before that. Right. If you would have been slapping people all across the board. Oh, you talking shit about my girl? Take it. Yes, and get Chris Rock, I would have had no problem. Because this is how you get out.
He slapped someone before. He slapped a white guy for trying to kiss him.
Oh, come on, man. He slapped him like this.
He slapped him for trying to kiss him.
Go ahead, CJ.
But I think he slapped somebody else, not just that guy. I heard yesterday that he slapped someone else, a black person, like some, I forget who it was, but he slaps people.
Of course, a black person.
He need to slap 50 Cent. I need to see if he's slapping 50 Cent. 50 Cent be making fun of this man for like 10 years, bro.
Hey, Poppy.
He will never slap 50 Cent.
Poppy, you want to know the craziest part about this? Jada wasn't even impressed at all.
Yeah, because she wishes that was Tupac.
Jada wasn't impressed.
Listen, you guys,
look at her reaction. Look at her reaction when because you can't tell me. You look at your reaction when Chris Rock made the joke, and then look at your reaction to everything afterward. She wholeheartedly that thing got moist when she saw him do that. My man went back and my man beat the brakes off of that.
You can't get mad at Chris Rock taking a jab at her bald head when she shaved her head on Instagram Live to bring attention to it.
months before the months
these
before.
two
Go ahead,
these two
CJ.
are friends. These two are platonic friends. Okay. I'm sorry, but I think Jada lost all, if she ever had, whatever romantic love that they had for each other, it's gone. They are in an agreement of some sort. They are tied together by
I agree with
whatever,
that.
you know what I mean? Nothing he does is going to impress her in that way.
Yeah,
She's done.
I
She's
agree.
done with their union, right? They're just doing whatever they each want to do. The problem is that Will is better at keeping it under wraps, and Jada wants to tell the world for
Is it
whatever
is it
reason.
fair to say that CJ, that Will is literally the epitome of a traditional husband, because that's pretty much how it was back in the day. It's like you keep your dirty. I mean, hold on, Medro. She more came out the closet with their business than anything else, but he's more like, hey, drama. Let's keep it behind the closed doors. If we're married, we got the kids. It's not going to work out, but let's just save this for the union's sake.
I mean, I don't think he's doing it for honor. You know what I mean? I think he's doing it because he's playing the Hollywood game. Like,
Mhm.
so I don't see it as like a very like, I don't like to use these words masculine, feminine. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I just see him as someone who craves uh love, craves adulation from the world, and so for that reason he needs to put up a certain front, which includes people not knowing certain aspects, seeing him a certain way, right? So
Right.
he has to create this character. um so I don't know if you want to look at it as a traditional husband. Yeah, I guess if you want to look at it that way, he wants to keep things under wraps. That's how I look at it. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, well, he just, yeah, like
What's that?
CJ say, like there is nothing Will Smith can do for that woman to actually respect this man. Yeah, that's over. And look at them kids, bro. The kids tell you the whole story. You got the little girl. I mean, she's not little no more, but she was like 20 something. She doing poly relationship. She got like 7 boyfriends, something like that. Eh, God knows what's going on over there.
No guidance,
Then
no,
you got
Hey
no
yo,
structure.
There's no
hey
then you
yo,
got
structure.
hey,
Oh,
you got the
sorry.
little boy.
Hold on,
You got
guys.
the little boy.
I
You
gotta
got
say
the little
something.
boy.
There's a new
You got the
report
little.
that just came out just right now while we're doing this. There's a new TikTok that revealed Jada's reaction when Will slapped the shit out of Chris Rock, and that bitch was laughing.
Oh
That's
yeah,
Yeah, I
we
already
didn't
see
They
that.
came
Yeah,
out
we
a
already
couple of
see
days
that.
ago. They came
Yeah.
out a couple of
Yeah,
days
I
ago.
told you, I see it. I saw it. She was like
Yep.
shaking her head.
Yep.
She listen. Jada's a
She
hood rat.
evil. That woman evil.
Let's not get it twisted, right? You can take the dude or the girl out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of them,
Yeah,
right?
she's a hood
So
rat. You're right.
she's a hood rat. She likes that. She likes traditional toxic forms of masculinity,
And
right?
she's for the
She likes a
streets.
beta man because she's from the streets and she's for the streets. But she can control Will because he's a beta. He's not like that. He's from Philly, don't get me wrong. Everybody got a little something in him.
Mhm.
But the main part of his personality, the dominant part of his personality, he's a non-confrontational person.
Yeah, I
He's a
agree.
non-confrontational person.
Yeah.
So she's able to control that and at the end of the day, I get that as a provider, as a man, as a provider, happy wife, happy life, right? You just didn't know your wife was gonna go way to the left with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, make me happy in all ways. Let me do what I want to do in the streets. And don't get me wrong, when you have money, people have arrangements. This is not unknown.
Mhm.
This is not uncommon. They have money. They can make these kind of arrangements. They can have people sign NDAs. And they can be very selective in the people in which they deal with because they know no secret's going to come out. When she messed up was she pushed some P to a one-hit wonder. Anybody that Will Smith has taken down is not going to ruin their career, whether he's taking down A-list actresses or whomever. But they don't want to be known as the home wrecker. You know what I'm saying?
With that being said, I want to share a clip that our favorite friend Medrell had made a comment during this on their segment. So respectfully, shout out to Black Man Unfiltered with Medrell, and get y'all take on this. I'm gonna show 2 clips, and this is from this other brother had a different perspective on it. So 1 second. Let's put all our mugs in here. All right, the gentleman in the top left corner, he goes by the name of E-Man. So just hold on 1 second so I make sure all the audios and everybody can hear. All right. Okay, good.
what I want to talk about right now is the fact that the women right now. So we have a lot of women coming out right now saying that this is the example. Women, you should not even date a man if he's not willing to lose his life for you or protect you. Right? We have influencers, Tiffany Haddish, we have Nicki Minaj, all these different high-profile multi-millionaire women.
What woman said the first week said you shouldn't be able to make willing to lose his life for you?
Oh, Tiffany Haddish.
That was Tiffany's.
Yeah, the bomb ass comedian.
Let the video play out.
And take him home and suck his eggplant from the bike.
Yeah, from the back.
Right.
Yeah, she did say that. I did. Yeah, she told Jada to her face, "Girl, you better suck his thing from the back tonight."
But where's the comment?
That's weird.
Jada's not even attracted to Will.
Right.
It hasn't been for a very.
I was trying to get the point where
they're constantly doing what
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Feminine nature that he.
Hold on, they already played earlier. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. But he had a perspective here that he was talking about a marketing standpoint.
But behind
it, and it's almost like overall, you know,
I was disgusted. Better about
would have been the one
fact they showed the
to everybody else know. Oh, we can treat him the same way.
Be completely transparent. So the one thing I'm saying is that
okay.
I thought there was somebody in the comments section who did that.
All right, here goes. 1 second, please.
Is that you shouldn't marry a man that's not willing to die for you and lay his life down. But they took it out of context. That what they're saying there. I want to be completely transparent. So the one thing I'm saying is that the biggest thing that we got to understand is that we're in the entertainment space. And they understand that this stuff get clicks, it get likes. And I think a lot of people just responding not more that they agree with it. They know that it would draw more people to them. I honestly don't think that these women really believe that, in my opinion.
That's cap. I'm just gonna call it.
So that statement that he just made earlier, do y'all agree or disagree?
I'll go first. I disagree. And I'm gonna go first because I said this before and I really want to get this out. You can't take nothing Tiffany Haddish says seriously. Because first of all, Tiffany Haddish idolizes the Smiths. She owes her careers to the Smiths. Like, what was her first movie? The first time you ever saw Tiffany Haddish, Road Trip, right? Which is starring who?
Jada.
You know what I'm saying? And then starring Jada. And so when you saw her on a Red Table Talk, she was like in awe. Like, you know what I'm saying? She was a fangirl. Right. So there is not, when you idolize somebody, you don't see any wrong in them. And she has had so much like uncouth behavior in the public space where I can't really take her seriously, right? Because did y'all see the whole thing? She got offended by the woman referring to her changing dresses as a costume change. They referred to it as a costume change in Hollywood for 100 years. And she was like, no, this is what money looks like. This is what success looks like. And I'm just like, yo, you really out here acting like new money. Like, yo, chill the fuck out. So, you know what I'm saying? And then you're okay. She was the only person that sat there and said, no, that was a perfect display of a black man defending a black woman. Listen, and that's toxic. That's toxic because you'd want that man to be willing to sacrifice a reputation that his reputation was beyond reproach before this. 30 years of being building that reputation, and he threw it all away in one moment. And you're okaying that. That's not okay.
I agree. I agree with you. I do think she idolizes the Smiths. She loves Jada. I do think in some weird way she was trying to protect. I guess not weird. She was trying to protect Will and salvage some of his image, right? By saying this was great, like trying to convince us that it was a good thing that he did. But yeah, I think altogether it was a bad look. So.
Yeah, I mean, but
go ahead.
he's been through a lot of stress. I mean, the main thing is
Oh,
we're forgetting that we all go through some kind of mental break or something where you're not, and if you haven't gone through it, maybe you haven't reached that point in your life. I mean, but we all done things that are out of character for all of us. We all have done it. I mean, and if maybe not yet, but you will. I mean, so he's human. I mean, he made a grave mistake like we all have, and he just had a mental health breakdown. That's just all to it. He's gone through so much stress. I mean, but he's still a man and he's still human, even though he's $300 million worth of money. But still, it's he's still human, and we have to still remember that no one's perfect.
When I got my master's degree, I didn't walk across the stage like through all the trials and tribulations I went in academia. I didn't walk across the stage and slap the president of the university. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I had breaks where someone has poked at you and poked at you and poked at you. That it just depends on how much how much passion you have.
I get it if you're at the lowest point of your life, right? He's not at the lowest point of life.
You don't know that.
Okay, he's at the right now professionally. He is at the pinnacle.
So that might not matter to him. It might not matter to him.
You know what? And guess what? You gotta take the consequences.
His marriage, his marriage is probably. I mean, he's humiliated as a man, knowing some young boy hit off his wife. You know what I'm saying? Not like he wasn't doing whatever before. I mean, but he's still a man. He's still human, and he's been emasculated for 2 years straight, and enough was enough for him.
The issue of this boy clipping, him clipping her was never the problem. Everybody finding out about it was. And let's think about ourselves in a public space, right?
Yeah.
So you get cheated on. It's not the fact that you got cheated on, right? If it never comes, this is why people move. You know what I'm saying? Like some shit happens where you live. We gotta move.
I'm out.
I'm out. We gotta start fresh. He doesn't have the luxury of being able to start fresh. He's one of the most recognizable faces in the world. It's not the issue of somebody clipped. It's that it went public.
Yeah.
And through all his dirt, his stuff never went public, and he has dirt. So just like, yo, you fucking up the brand. You messing up the brand right now.
Go ahead, CJ.
I realized Pappy hasn't had a chance to speak, but I wanted to ask Mandrell a question. Maybe Pappy can go first, and then I'll ask him.
Sure.
If Pappy has any.
What was your thoughts on Pappy?
Yeah, I forgot.
Everybody trying to long stroke today. So again, I will say this:
it's cutting me off and stuff. That's why.
It's a good conversation. Everybody trying to get their full thoughts in, but let's not try to long stroke it too much. But yeah, go ahead. What's your question for Mandrell?
So Mandrell, I noticed that when the pharmacist was talking about Will, being stressed, and you kind of had a strong reaction to that. I just wonder why. Do you not think that is a factor that we can take into account?
Because you're not talking about a 17-year-old. You're talking about a 53-year-old man. Okay, stop it. Stop babying him. Stop coddling him. Stop babying him. You guys are way too soft these days. You baby and coddle bad behavior. Stop the madness. It's disgusting. That's why you got bored. That's why women complain about boys not being real men anymore. You raise them way too soft. Way too soft of a hand, or either you overcorrect and beat the crap out of them for every little thing they do. You don't know how to raise boys to be men, and then you see men doing childish behavior like this. You back it up and say that's what a man's supposed to do. No, it just tells you one big thing, that you ladies don't know what a real man is, and it's proven in my dating life. I meet women, they find out I am one, and they run.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, they do. They're not ready for it. They don't know what to do.
I know who I am. I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
All right, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Welcome to the Great Pill Podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
That's all my husband.
I'm liking that too. I love that too. Okay. What I'm saying is, you have way too soft of a hand on people these days. That's why people are weak, and you send them to these therapists and these alienists and they just dope them up with pills. And you say, oh, he needs healing. No, what he needs is a good, swift kick up the ass. Will needs his ass whooped. That's what he needs.
Do you not think that he has some deep psychological issues?
I don't care. He's 53. That's no excuse. You're out of excuses at 50.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that man, yo.
You're right. There's no helping you then. You're old. It's over.
I will say this.
If he's
just
lucky,
like Kanye.
If
I
he's
agree with
lucky,
you.
right? If he's lucky, he's got 20 years of life left. That's it. It's over. You're out of excuses. There's no help for you.
Yeah.
I agree with
Get
you,
your shit together.
I mean, Peppy, I think objectively we can say something's wrong, but sorry, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Same question for you, Deuce. Same question for you, Deuce.
Anybody that lives in the public space is going to have mental health issues, because think about you and yourself, right? Not being a celebrity, how we get when we think people are in our business, how we get when we think people are watching us, right?
Instantly.
So imagine now that on a global scale, right? You're not a C-list celebrity, you're not a B-list celebrity, you're an A-list celebrity. You'll be recognized anywhere you go. You know, in the early late 1800s, early 1900s, they used to call us hysteria. Right, because people were not able to express themselves properly, right? You know, people that live very repressed lifestyles. He lives a very repressed lifestyle, you know, and after 30 years of that, so I do think that absolutely he does have some stuff he needs to deal with, and he does need to fall back a little bit. But no, that's the give and take with choosing the profession that you chose. You know what I'm saying? So you can't, now you can't be like, well, I didn't know. But if you would have, like Little Mama, right? Jumping up on stage and ruining her career doing that. She was new. She was new to the entertainment. She was new to she didn't know how to manage her emotions. She was a young kid when she did that, right? I'm forgivable. That's forgivable. What you did as a 53-year-old man on that scale, not taking into account the ramifications, the primary, secondary, and tertiary effects of your actions, because you're messing with careers now. You're messing with people's money. You're messing with your wife's money. You're messing with your kids' careers. You're messing with Chris Rock's career. You're messing with other Black entertainers' career, because that was a Black produced show. Now they can be like, you remember the last time we had a Black producer produce the Oscars? Will Smith went up there and smacked Chris Rock. We can't take these N-words anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was bigger than him.
Big picture.
Their big picture. There is no excuse for that at 53 years old for a mild joke.
And the thing is, I had calls from friends myself who are not Black and asking me to explain it. I'm like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Wait, this is what that did. Black people all over the country have to explain that. I gotta explain.
It's
your
not a Black
behavior?
thing; it's a retarded thing.
And that's the thing about being Black.
I'm not
We
allowed
live
to
as a
say that kind of
collective.
stuff, so I'm just being very selective with my words. So
I know I don't care, so I'll say it for you.
Yeah, I've been told I can't say that kind of stuff because I'll throw that one out there.
I don't have friends anyways. It's fine.
Practice make perfect.
I mean, Americans, we are some of the most ruthless people on earth. So
No,
this
we're not.
slap is-
No, we're not. No, we're
So-
not.
so-
yes,
No.
we
Here's the
are.
thing.
So
No.
this slap is really like whatever
No,
compared to
our
the
government.
capital Americans.
Our government is ruthless. Our
Ain't nobody
citizenry,
American-
our citizenry is the weakest on the planet.
That's true.
All of you are soft as shite, and you don't even know
All of
it.
us.
Yeah.
I've been to 30 plus countries.
He's
We're
actually saying that specifically because the women were talking about Will needing help instead of he needs an ass whooping.
No, not just that. It's everything. Like, it's just I come back to this country. I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
You know what? To be fair, I went one time, right?
What
And
is this?
I had I'm gonna say maybe over 5 years ago. I went. A group of friends all over the state. We met up, went to Ireland, and the same thing Mandrill said. I had the same perspective. It was crazy. And I felt like the vibes I was getting was welcoming. Everybody was just doing them. Nobody was rude. Nobody was disrespectful. It was just casual, common courtesy sense. It's like, hey, let me be polite. If I'm coming past you, let me open the door. It's little things like that. All that stuff added up. And when I came back home, the moment I touched my foot off that plane, I felt disgusted. Like, what the crap?
What is this? Right? You're like, what the heck is this? And me, imagine coming back from combat for 8 years straight.
And I would even
You're
take
in war for 8 years straight, and
I
then
would
you come back to this.
Yeah, I would
Like,
even
what?
take. Yeah, it's like, why you do this all this for? And I would take it just a little bit further.
Right, same here. That's what
I would
I
dumb
say.
it down just a little bit, CJ, for you.
Mika
went out
thank
on
you.
I would, no, just for you're saying you're dumb. But I'm saying
That's the way that he says things when he's.
I'm
he's-
just kidding.
I'm trying to get
that's
to
the
a
way
point.
That's the way that he says things when he's trying to explain it in a better way that we can understand. He
Yeah, I'm
doesn't
getting to
realize
another
that's
point.
It's all
the way.
good. It's all
Not
good.
even just out the country.
He does that shit to me. I'm like, you motherfucker.
When Mika had went out on just a trip, right, from just a state few states over on a business trip, and she found another more humble level of courtesy and that like small townish mentality. You know what I'm saying? You
I
get that.
asked them how they're doing, and they're like, "Blessed beyond belief because I'm alive." I'm
Yeah,
like,
that was just
wow.
they had that type of welcoming vibes. You know what I'm saying? And the stuff she'll say to us, you already know, majority of people in the South, the humble, mentality with most people in the South. So she was getting all that welcoming there, different from the LA life, different from the Cali life, different from that city life. And I'm like, and my experience, like, oh, that's the norm, that's how they are. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
cried on the
when we
plane on
get
the way
those,
back
when we
home.
get those type of experiences, and that's something totally different, and it's on a casual basis, you be like, where have I been all my life? Why was I never there?
First world problem, bro.
Yeah, the thing is, that's why I love New York City so much. I go there as much as humanly possible. My
They
sister
keep it
lives
100
there
though.
in
They keep it
Manhattan.
100.
They do.
That's why I get along with the East Coast, because you guys, if you don't like me, you're gonna say I don't like you're shitty. I don't like you. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, everybody minds their business too. The fuck you looking
That's
at?
true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you stand too long. You stand too long. I love it. It is chaos incarnate. That city.
I say that all the
That
time.
whole city is chaos incarnate. I love it.
Mandrell, I get you now. Mandrell, you're a military guy. Where are you most of the time?
Year and a half in Afghanistan, year and a half in Iraq, 10 months bouncing around 3 countries in South America.
Oh, are you out of the U.S. most of the time right now?
No.
Oh, you're okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
No,
back.
you
And
said-
after that, I took more defense. I took 2 defense contracts a year each.
Oh, okay.
So I did 2 extra years as a defense contractor. So, and then after that, I went to work for DOD.
Okay.
So it definitely gives you perspective.
That's some gang shit.
All right, on that one, let me I think I'm gonna do 2 more clips and then we'll try to wrap it all up real quick. But this is a good conversation. And Mandrell, again, brother, I appreciate you coming on through.
I appreciate you having me.
Mandrell, we got to talk backstage.
That's why I wanted y'all two to talk, like meet up, because I told Mandrell y'all have some good conversation.
And next time you guys have to tell us, you have to send the memo so we can wear red and black too.
It's the guy thing.
Yeah.
Let them have their thing.
Oh god. Yeah. Well, let me
No,
white ladies.
Marriage brokers firm. She got black on too. That's what I'm talking about, sister.
Yeah, that's right.
I see you. Like she got black on. She got red lipstick. That's what I'm talking about.
Marriage brokers
Yes,
push.
I see you.
Marriage brokers pushing narratives like, "Hey, my man starts slapping people left and right. I'm good. I got him covered when he gets
That's
back
what
home."
got me. I mean, you know what? That'd be cool. But if the cops show up and they see me slapping a dude, I mean, you gonna bail me out?
Of course, definitely.
you
You're my
still gonna-
man. You're my man.
Hey, you still gonna drop that thing when we get home?
You know it.
There you go.
Someone in the comments just said that
Well, maybe
Will
we
is
can talk
supposed
then.
to.
I mean, you know.
Oh, I'm
What
sorry.
happened, CJ? Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. Someone in the comments said earlier that Will is supposed to have a comedy roast, but they had to postpone it because now no comedian wants to do it now.
You know what? Because that's funny you said that, because the comedians is actually kind of slowly banding together, because again, first and foremost, that's a whole nother world. You know what I'm saying? So they already made it clear that across the board, we mentioned was it Mooney Mandrell on your end? If Mooney was up there, we already know he would have kept it 100 from the beginning. Even if this man was still, I wish he was still alive to see this. And I'm sure he would have said what he said.
Mooney,
I'm sure,
yeah.
Mooney. I'm sure he would have said it before, during, after. I'm sure he would have said it in his face. Mooney's just that type of guy. So all the comedians thank you. All these comedians is on the same mentality, like we're saying, and we're not comedians. It's a joke. That's how it is. If you don't like it, great. We understand. Now we're just gonna do another bit to try to make it more humorous or whatever for you. That's all it is. So they on the same fence, like we're saying, like, hey, it's a joke. Get over it. But for you to put now is violence you're adding into the mix, they're not gonna stand for that.
Yeah, you putting hands on you putting hands on people over a joke?
Yeah, and it was actually one comedian, again, from shout out to Black Band Unfiltered and with Mandrell. It was one that was actually stated, if one come up to made it clear before he even started his bit, hey, just letting y'all mofos know, if you come up here laying hands, I got something for you.
That's Tony Rock, Chris Rock's brother.
Yeah,
Chris Rock's younger brother. Yeah.
So just let everybody warn now. This is how this world's coming to now. So
well, they're all saying it. Even I think wasn't it Cedric the Entertainer said the same thing recently.
All the comedians,
and even a white guy said, I forget. I don't know.
Yep.
Some of the
all
white
the comedians.
Jim Carrey came out against it.
They're gonna
Comedians are a gang.
hung
They
up
are a
and
gang.
cried.
You do not
Yeah.
violate them.
It's
You
a,
violate them.
the same
it's
way.
such a small. It's such a small group of them though, and that's why it's such a small group of comedians that
But
they
that's
all
fine. They have
stick together.
that's fine, but they have a good, strong reach though.
Yeah, they do.
No. It's not a small group. It's a lot of comedians. It's just like there's a small number of them that are in Hollywood doing movies,
Yeah,
making
that's
millions of
true.
dollars. But then the comedians that are on the circuit, your favorite comedian is a guy that never
Very small.
never did a movie.
Yeah.
That never did a movie. But
Did
they
you-
are so respected within that community, they will rip you apart. And just think about it. These guys have cross country tours. Think about a spider web. These guys have cross country tours where if they say, "Hey, we're gonna rip this person apart," it's gonna hit the entire country, and that's what you call grassroots, like a
I can only
grassroots
imagine.
movement.
Could you
know what I'm saying?
imagine? Could you imagine if that was Aries Spears?
Yeah,
Could you imagine?
He goes hard.
He's not slapping Aries. Are you kidding me?
Could you? I'm just saying. Imagine.
No, my Epps. That's the one I want to hear.
Epps, Aries Spears. I mean, come on, man.
Right,
or Ali Sadiq.
You smacked the most docile comedian you could have smacked.
That
That's
man
a
could
straight
not have
Hulk
smacked
move.
anybody else.
Focus up now, motherfucker, and say it.
Did you guys see the white comedian that said, white guy who said, "Hey,
You can focus up now, motherfucker, and say it.
All right. I don't want us to pivot too hard, but I'm
no, I was just saying the white guy that said, if anyone comes up here and slaps me, I'm slapping you and the bitch that you're with."
Yeah.
But, okay,
No,
I'm gonna be toxic
I'm about
right
to
now.
start.
Hold on. Okay. Let's react real quick to this, and then we'll go back on. I don't want us to pivot because we're about to kick hoops. All right.
I really want you guys, like, so for example, Will Smith have a show called Bel Air right now. It's a remake of the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, right?
Have you been watching it?
Yeah, I watched it. But after this slap, they almost tripled their views on this show just because Will Smith news was in the media. I'm not saying I really believe that Will Smith is at a different area in his life, that he's not trying to be the center of movies anymore. I think he's getting close to the tail end of that, but other avenues are getting more attention because of this event. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Do we agree or disagree?
Yes. I said it before. He's bigger.
I know.
He's bigger than him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's the tell? I mean, to me, what's the tell end? Because at the movies, like, what else you're doing? Like, what you
It's
doing?
not
A podcast?
about him. It's what you said earlier.
Yeah.
You're behind the scenes now, right? He now has hit every accolade. Right now, he could just do stuff if he wants to do stuff. Like, for instance, Denzel Washington, right? There's something called the EGOT, right? If you win the top 4 awards in the 4 pillars of entertainment, which is the Emmy Award, the Golden Globe, the Emmy Award, the Grammy, the Oscar, and the Tony Award, right? At this point, all he needs is an Emmy and a Golden Globe. An Emmy and a Tony. So now if you
Sorry, carry on.
Ignore me. Whoopi has one, right?
Whoopi has an EGOT. She was the first Black woman to achieve that, right? Because she was on Broadway and stuff like that. Denzel Washington, he's only missing a Grammy. All he has to do is do a spoken word album, which is what most actors do to get one. Which is, I think, why what's his name got one? God Voice.
Barack.
No, God Voice. God Voice.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Doing like a spoken word album, stuff like that. And I think that's how Whoopi got it too. Whoopi didn't even get it for comedy. She got it for like a spoken word album. So right now you're just doing stuff just to get the accolades. But once he steps away from acting, which he still has another 20 years in him, he's only 10 years behind Denzel. You know what I'm saying? Denzel ready to step away. Denzel is directing now. He's directing TV shows. He directed an episode of Grey's Anatomy, right? He's just doing what he wants to do now.
All right, fellas. We're gonna go ahead and do final thoughts. Pop, go ahead. CJ, you got a question?
I was just gonna ask for the panel. Sorry.
Sure. No, you're fine.
So, what does everyone think about them taking this to the red table?
Here we go again. Making a bad situation worse. That's what got you in this fix in the first place, Will.
You and Poppy be best friends.
because I did, Jada made a statement. She just said it's
Why?
time for healing or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah, there you go. Can I
They
at least stick my
literally
middle finger
posted-
up?
Yeah, and
Great
they
man.
literally
Yeah, go
posted
ahead.
on
Go ahead.
TikTok
Go ahead.
a, like,
That's what I
evil
got from Jada.
thing. They literally posted jokes about how he slapped the shit out of Chris Rock after the Emmys. Like, that's some full of shit.
Yeah.
Healing.
And I did hear that
You
they were
narcissistic
bringing it to the
bitch.
table. I think she's bringing either she's going to talk about it by herself and give her perspective. I don't know. I think Will would be a fool to go back to that red table myself. I don't know what you all think, and I certainly don't think Chris is going there anytime.
Well, Deuce, that's just to chime in on Deuce and Black Man said themselves on Black Man podcast. They pretty much timed it where they're gonna try to let it blow over, make a little response, and then they're gonna be on the table. But it's may not gonna be Will's choice. It's gonna be Jada's, and then next thing you know, she's gonna get an Emmy for that.
I mean, but what could she like? How could this be a good idea? Like, how?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with this whole red table thing. Okay, Will did everything a high value man could to a woman who never loved him. Right. Okay, Will did nothing but elevate this woman, even though she was mediocre at best. At her height, she was mediocre. Okay, wouldn't have got that movie. Though. Yeah, she wouldn't have. That was it. But she wouldn't have got that movie in The Matrix without Will. She wouldn't be popular as Will. She's doing everything she can to make herself relevant. That's what this red table talk thing is. She's trying to be relevant, but it's not really because dudes don't watch that shit. So I mean, am I gonna watch it? I'll watch the replay, some clips or something like that, but I'm not going to sit there and watch the whole thing. I'm going to keep it real with you. I have no interest.
The first one.
I'm sorry.
The first one was 12 minutes long. Like, I watched it again. I was like, yo, this was really 12 minutes. Like, y'all really memed this man off for 12 minutes, had him on there crying and stuff. Like, I told you I was an entanglement. Like, that's the thing. You try to play this, like, and that's the thing as a street dude.
That's what I saw.
As a street dude, you like, I would have been like, B, you trying to play you trying to assault my intelligence,
bruh, dude. Let's not pretend like I like how people pretending like this is
goddamn whore.
Right. I like how people pretending like this is the first time she did this. Now, I like how people pretending like that's what's going on.
Yeah.
This is the first. No,
that was the first time that she got cut. That's right. What it is. That's the. It's like when you go. It's like when you go to the bodega and you get cut. That's not the first time you're stealing candy. That was just the first time you getting cut.
My problem with Jada and the red table is that she doesn't.
She's a whore. That's why.
No, wait. She has. I think my problem with
got him.
I think my problem is I feel like the red table for her is just she doesn't. If we're gonna use that word, protect again. She doesn't protect their family from, you know what I mean?
No, she utilizes the shit out of her family.
She doesn't protect her husband as a wife.
I hardly ever agree with all the men on here. I usually have something to say about how they talk about women, and this topic has me calling her a whore and a bitch, and she's not a protector, and fuck that bitch. Like, she's awful. She gives women she is the epitome of what gives women a bad name.
Mika, but you have your counter half part and saying, yeah, slap them, I got you, I'm gonna ride you. End of him, take you home and take you down. I'm gonna
but
go
that's
ahead
if it
and
comes
choke
innately.
that.
If that comes innately, like, if I'm gonna tell you this, I can guarantee you, if any four of you gentlemen, if we went somewhere and some guy was making fun of me that you didn't know, that wasn't your friend, that you didn't have an established relationship with, you'd probably do the same shit, if not beat the shit out of him. I'm for sure gonna choke on that dick. That's what I'm trying to.
Speaking of, hitting it and, getting the game right to get the ladies, when you come home from a long day of work, when you're tired and your girl looks at you and, you're having a little trouble down there sometimes because you're so damn tired, testosterone levels might be low. You see that blue pill on that corner of the edge of your seat? Please take that Blue Chew or Cialis. Enter code word Blue Chew or Cialis and get 15 to 20% off. If you're a first-time customer, you'll get 40% off. $15.99. Bingo.
Love it.
My point is, if that came from him, that's different. What we saw was it did not come from him; it came from her. That's the
Why-
difference. So that what you're
why-
saying doesn't have it.
Or the performative part of him. Sorry,
That
go
one,
on.
I
The
like that
panic
one.
part of him. What
like
the
that
fuck am I gonna do? How am I gonna fix this? Oh my god, I'm gonna slap the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Why are y'all acting like Jada Pickett is not the baddest chick in the game right now?
She's not. She's not.
Why you acting like
She's
that?
the baddest 50-year-old
That
woman.
bitch is in her.
Oh, okay.
I get
And-
mad at women like that because they are the epitome of why you have men like this getting mad at fucking women because
right.
not all women are like that. This woman is in her 50s. She was with her son's friend, made it a damn entanglement, emasculated her husband, cheated on him,
Yeah.
made it an international sensation, and now yes, she's still the winner. Yes, she's
She
still the bad
still
bitch.
has
Fuck
a
that
career.
bitch.
And
She's
still
nasty
has a
as
career.
hell.
She actually doesn't have a career.
She
A
is
career
getting
doing, a
nasty.
career
Hey,
doing
to be
what
fair-
exactly?
Bro,
To be fair,
her red tape,
Hey,
and
hold
stuff,
on.
she's making bread off of that. And
Oh,
now
yeah.
she,
Oh,
she
yeah.
just won an Emmy Award.
Congratulations. Will owns a venture capital firm.
Listen,
Go ahead, Poppy.
Real
she-
dollars.
Go ahead,
Hold on,
Poppy.
Go ahead, Poppy.
It doesn't matter. The woman is
To
a
be-
force. to be
DJ,
reckoned
sorry,
with.
1 second.
Exactly. She
Sorry,
is a
ladies.
force. She have every man
Hi,
in love
ladies.
with her.
We need to stop because we stopped the men. We're trying to let Poppy talk.
Go ahead,
Oh,
Poppy.
yeah, and Poppy is the
Yeah,
man.
to be fair, if Will and Jada ever get to see this podcast right here, I want to let you know, Jada, that I will entangle with you, baby.
I can't
That's
believe
why
we
we
stopped
stopped
this.
this.
I wouldn't.
Because
I
you're a
think that's
50-year-old woman and you look good for 50, and I would take you down, baby. So
She's a
don't holler,
beautiful
baby.
woman. She's a beautiful woman. I think.
Oh, I
everyone-
saw her in LA. That woman was beautiful, like 10, 12 years ago. She was slim, a little bit too slim for my liking, but she's beautiful in the face, man. Those eyes, boy, I was like, damn, I know why this guy Will can go
She
nowhere.
is beautiful. Her mother,
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
she's beautiful. Her mother's
your
beautiful.
shot,
Listen,
man.
I'm not gonna knock that. She's a beautiful woman, and her
Yeah.
personality may be very endearing. Like to meet a strong black woman
It's
that
not.
holds it down. But my thing is, man, woman in the house. I'm sorry, as strong as position as you may hold in life, when we get home, I wear the pants. You know what I'm saying? You can't be. You know what I'm saying? And then that has to be the thing. Like I
Yeah,
wear the
I'm
pants.
talking
I'm
about a
in
weekend
relationship.
though. I'm
Now-
talking about a weekend. I ain't talking about the
The
whole
weekend,
the whole
I'm
time.
gonna keep it 100 with you. The same way they passed on her for Nia Long, I'll pass on her for Nia Long. Straight
And,
up.
and for the record, wait, and for the record, marriage brokerage, Angela Bassett is killing Jada
All of
Pinkett.
them. All of them.
Man,
Angela
Joe,
Bassett is killing her, and she's older.
All
Man,
of
I
them.
think-
Yeah, she's like 60.
I think you secretly want me. I think that's what's going on.
All of them.
Mm.
Well, I mean, listen,
A-L-L-U-M.
I mean, I never
She
said I
killing
didn't like
What-
you. I
all
mean,
of
I
them.
just disagreed with something you said.
And
But
it's turning you
Mandrell,
on,
what-
isn't it?
I just vehemently disagreed with something you said. That was it.
That's
But what it
tension.
is I'm
I
sorry.
mean, if you want to crack, I mean, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, we only gotta agree on the draws. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the rule. Like we only gotta agree on the draws.
But you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I ain't gonna agree with you if you
feel
get to get down now. I mean,
I feel like the agenda. I feel like the agenda is to show that Jada ain't nothing without Will, and I just think it's unnecessary. She's a force herself. She's
Yes,
had
she
her
is.
own successful career. I don't think we need to take it there. I
Successful?
think we can. Yeah, she's
When?
been a.
When?
What do you mean?
When?
No, that's she's some bum off the streets.
Yeah,
she's not a bum on the street. But if you look at
And
any
I-
of her
and I hate-
contemporary,
And I
If
hate
you
to
look
say,
at any of her
I let
contemporaries-
y'all say all of this, but she would have been bigger if it wasn't for Will, because just like Beyonce could be
Oh
like,
my God.
hold up, just like Beyonce could be a billionaire in her own right, but she scaled back to let the man take the lead. That's exactly what Jada did for Will. She
Stop
scaled
it,
back.
stop.
So his masculinity and his being a provider is not to be challenged. Just like
Except
Beyonce
she
did
did
for
not
Jada.
have a
listen.
career-
No.
except she
I'm
did
gonna
not
say this.
have a
I'm gonna say this
career to begin with.
Because I'm
did.
listen. I'm really big. I'm an analyst, right? So I'm gonna analyze the whole thing for you. Who were her contemporaries in 1998 when she got married to Will Smith? What movies?
Halle
did she do?
Berry.
What was her? Well, okay, exactly. Boom. So now Halle Berry. There's only room for one top black female actor at any given time. For males,
Yes.
it's 3. At any given time, if you look at the 1960s, the top 3 black male actors were Sidney Poitier. Oh, not 1970s. Let's not go 60s. 1970s. The top 3 male actors were Sidney Poitier, Bill Cosby, and
And
Richard Pryor. 1980s. Richard Pryor. It was still Richard Pryor. Bill Cosby went to television. Denzel slides in, right? So now you got 3. It's still Sidney Poitier
and Eddie Murphy,
and then Eddie Murphy. Boom. Now Sidney Poitier retires, right? It's Denzel, Eddie Murphy, Denzel, Eddie Murphy, and then what's the name for Officer and the Gentleman, Louis Gossett Jr. You know what I'm saying? There's only ever 3 top black male actors at any given time in history, any given time. And for the 90s, it was dominated by Denzel Washington and Morgan Freeman. The third guy flows in and out, right?
Samuel L. Jackson.
It was okay. Wait, no, not in the 90s. Samuel Jackson was right there. He was on the cusp. But the person that slid in was Cuba Gooding Jr. Cuba Gooding Jr. I don't know why he fell off.
He was never bigger than Samuel L. Jackson, bro. He was never bigger than Samuel L. Jackson.
Cuba Gooding Jr. won an Oscar. He won an Oscar in 1988.
That doesn't mean he's better, though.
Listen, that is the pinnacle of your career. That you're now the heir apparent. You're in the top 3. The same thing. Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman, Cuba Gooding Jr. slides out. Jamie Foxx slides in. Jamie Foxx does a couple of bad movies. He slides out. Another person slides in, but there's only room for 3. When it comes to females, there's only ever one. There's only ever one. And Halle Berry was that, right? She did the Lena Horne movie. She won an Emmy for that. She got, I think she won a Swordfish. She had a bigger string of movies. She was
007,
right? 007. Yep. Jada was not competing with that.
I thought black men had a harder time than we said at the beginning, but now we see what it is. Honey, go ahead.
No. If you look at it, it's always ever 3 top male black actors at any given time, and we only just started winning Oscars and Golden Globes. Denzel was the man. He was the man because he was the only one getting them.
He's still the man.
I mean, I agree.
She was not a force to be reckoned with because she wasn't. She got passed over by Nia Long. Right? And the only
because of her height.
No. And Halle Berry. They passed on Jada for Halle Berry for the Bond movie to be a Bond girl.
That's what I'm saying.
Jada Pickett auditioned for that film.
Jada got passed over for the Matrix. She got passed over by Aaliyah. And now y'all want to bring up Beyonce? I'm sorry. Beyonce if Aaliyah didn't pass away, God bless the dead. Beyonce, there would not have been a lane for Beyonce to go into. She would have had to stay in Destiny's Child.
Yeah, not a big one.
We talk about marriage and scaling.
I disagree.
Back for the husband
okay, but marriage. Okay, scaling back. She did not have a successful. For
real, I don't know.
The only reason she did the Matrix movie was because Aaliyah died. Aaliyah was in that movie. That was Aaliyah's role. She got passed over. Aaliyah filmed 50% of the lines for that movie, and they did not have enough for her to keep her in the movie, and they had to cut her scenes, reshoot for Jada to be in there.
I mean, wasn't she a major? Didn't she have a major TV role at one point?
In what show?
Yeah,
the
Red Table.
She was a doctor, wasn't she on it?
One season of Hawthorne.
And now currently CJ, she's actually doing something else, but it's not her own. She's coming in as a co-host with
she producing it
with Queen Latifah.
Right, and then she was on season or 2 of Gotham. She did 1 season of Gotham, then she came back for a recurring role.
Well, Gotham, which I didn't understand with Gotham, because that was pretty much she could just dominate it in Gotham because she was a good character role in Gotham. Even though
she's a good actress.
Her character role. I mean, that's just my opinion, but her character role was actually made up in
because she's not. Yeah, Fish Mooney was not really.
It's made for her.
And the thing is, that was the best acting job she's ever done in her career. Fish Mooney. She knocked that out of the park. Credit where credit is due. She knocked it out of the park. The rest of her stuff, the rest of her stuff, to me,
man,
her
best movie. Her best movie set it off. Between Set It Off and Menace to Society.
Yeah, but she wasn't the leading. Yeah, but remember, we're talking about leading roles.
25 years ago. Like, now look at her contemporaries. Look at the other people that were on her level, and look where their careers went. Nia Long took a break. She kind of fell off a little bit. Jada was eventually going to fall off. Halle Berry has stayed in that #1 lane for Black female actors for the longest time. Now, with the Me Too movement and women getting more access and getting more power and stuff like that, now you have what's my sister from How to Get Away with Murder?
Oh God.
Kerry Washington.
Yeah,
Kerry Washington.
Viola. Yeah,
Viola Davis. Viola Davis. You got the Viola Davises. You got the. But now they're dominating.
You got Kerry Washington
but that's TV. right? So Kerry Washington is the top black female in television.
Okay.
Viola Davis can transition between television and
Yeah,
movies
she
anytime
can.
she wants. You know what I'm saying? But she has it all. She has the Golden Globe. She has the Emmy. She has the Oscar. She got the Tony. She's it. You know what I'm saying? Like they you know, that's why she got offended by being referred to as the Black Meryl Streep. She's like, no, I'm Viola Davis. You know what I'm saying? Like, so guess what? There was too much talent, and she was never competitive. I'm sorry, she was never competitive.
But we'll never know because she's been married to Will Smith for,
That
20
part,
years.
CJ.
Hold on. Time out. We're not gonna just say that because she married Will Smith, she got to take the back seat. No, man, she just wasn't that girl, bro. Like, stop it. She obviously, you can tell now that she's jealous of this man's career. She always trying to like outstage this man, yo. That's one of the problems. She always trying to outdo him because in the back of her mind, she think like, oh, I could have been that bitch. But in reality, she was. I don't think she's a bad actress. She wasn't Will. They are like two completely different. They both actors and actresses, but they ain't two completely planets.
Right.
Like, that's not even a debate.
Yeah, just to so now we're gonna get final thoughts just to wrap it up from there. So we'll go around the table. Marriage broker, final thoughts, and then we'll let CJ go last.
Well, Cody and me would like to say that Jada Pickett is the baddest chick in the game. But just as a human, you know, Will Smith, he is human. He had a mental break. It doesn't matter how old you are. You know, most of the times when life is not, you know, going, we have less tolerance when we're older, basically. So I just think he's human. He made a mistake, and you know, and he defended his wife, and that's the most important is his marriage.
All right. Poppy, final thoughts, sir?
Final thoughts is now that I'm gonna become a comedian. I'm gonna start doing stand-up comedy. And I'm gonna pop up whatever Will is eating at all the restaurant. I'm gonna start doing comedy right there to see if he's gonna come and slap me. And we're gonna see how I'm gonna play that. Beat the shit out you, Will, for messing over Chris Rock, bro. Beat the dog shit out you, homie. You were wrong, homie. You were wrong, homie.
All right.
And Jada, come talk to me.
All right, that
part. Final thoughts, man. I just feel like, you know, you just need to you need to keep your relationships private. You know, however, whatever goes on in your home stays in the home. What's quiet is kept. You know, and I think that's why all this stuff is coming out, and now he's feeling a certain type of way because we all have two different personalities and we all have different masters that we answer to. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they say, which God do you serve? And now, you know, there's the street side of us, our black side, because we answer the, you know, celebrities. Black celebrities especially answer the black Twitter, but then you also have to answer to the pop culture. You know what I'm saying? Pop culturally, he's been palatable for years. Black Twitter, we've been kind of, you know, digging at him. So now, you know, it finally came to a head when it shouldn't have. It wasn't the time or the place. And I just hope that this brother, I hope he can recover from it. And I hope that he could remove himself from this toxic relationship because it is very toxic.
All right. Appreciate you. Miss CJ? I'm sorry. I did say last. Hold on. Because you came in. Mandrell, what's your thoughts, brother? Is your mic muted? Mandrell, what's your thoughts, bro?
Oh, my thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith is trash.
All right.
Everyone who supports him, you got a toxic mindset and you need therapy. Anyone who thinks that he can be fixed, you have a toxic mindset and you need therapy. Will Smith, you can tell he doesn't understand what real men are either, because what he did by doing this to Chris Rock, this was a worldwide challenge to all men. And notice how men are responding to it. It's more like MF, do it to me. Men see him, he's made himself a threat now. He's painted a big bullseye right there on his forehead. And people are going to be coming for his dome with fisticuffs. And I'm not talking about anything super violent. And we don't condone violence here on this platform, do we?
No.
There we go. We don't condone violence here. No. Well, that's what Will has done. He's made himself a target. And for all the wrong reasons. All for a woman who doesn't love him, never loved him, never respected him, turned his kids against him. And we've had people in the comments section say, like my boy Tommy down there, he says, we don't know that, we don't know what's going on in the household. Yeah, we do, Tommy. They tell us what's going on in that household. That's how we know. They tell us. If they just kept their mouth shut, like you're supposed to in a marriage, then we wouldn't know these things and we wouldn't have an opinion. My parents, to this day, my sister and I have no clue what their marriage is like. All the thing we know is it was a good marriage. They never argued in front of us. You know what I'm saying? We don't know any of their personal business. That's the way it's supposed to be.
And y'all the closest ones to the line of defense to even know or get a slither.
Exactly. And we still don't know the ins and outs of what was going on there. They look happy to me. Look happy to you? Yeah. All right. That's it. That's the way it's supposed to be. The children, but there's no guidance in that household by anyone. The little boy divorced their parents, divorced Jada and Will at 14, 15, something like that. Divorced his parents at like 14 years old. The daughter, she's all over the place. I'm polyamorous in a non-binary situation, relationship, non-marriage, whatever. Good grief. Are you serious? And you guys are like, they just need help. They need healing. What the is healing?
Will need a new family.
I'm just saying, listen, Will is done. It's over. You're 53. You're not coming back from it, man. You showed your tail. You showed your cards on that night. You embarrassed yourself. You didn't embarrass your family because they don't care. but you embarrassed all of Black America.
Yeah.
For that, shame on you. I don't forgive you. And I pray to God Chris Rock has enough sense to not forgive you. Don't even talk to him again, Chris. Ever. Don't sit down on the right table.
Yikes.
Ever. Some things you can't come back from. Think about it. Chris Rock has to live with this forever.
That is true.
This is a life sentence for Chris Rock over a benign joke. He is forever the guy who got slapped on stage at the Academy.
For real, bro.
Forever.
Yep.
We
he already have some PTSD.
Your new name should be not Mandrell, should be Prophet Mandrell. you dropping some real gems here, brother.
Just saying, you gotta think of Chris Rock.
I'm gonna hold this conversation because if it comes up, I'm like, hey, Prophet Mandrell said,
right. I hope not. It's just, it's a life sentence for Chris Rock, and he did that. Yeah. You did that, Will. That was unfair, uncalled for, and you were a bully that night, and you have to live with yourself. Knowing that.
I appreciate
Thank you very much.
No, you're good, man. Now I had to let him get that.
The roast of Will Smith.
The realist right there. I appreciate your Mandrell. What about you, CJ? What's going on?
Well, I mean, I think it's all been said. I like that Mandrell talked about Chris Rock because honestly, I was obsessed for 2 days until I knew that he was okay because I was like, oh my God, but the trauma, right? So, and it is sad because I do think he was recovering from some PTSD from something that had happened to him when he was, I think, was he robbed or something? Anyway, and he's been bullied and stuff as a kid and whatnot. Anyway, but I think that Will too, like the marriage brokerage firm says, he's dealing with a lot of trauma as well. And I do think that something that I would love for us in our Black community to do more is to talk about ourselves in psychological terms. I feel like somehow we shy away from seeing ourselves as psychological beings. And we just talk about, that was just a mess. That's, we talk about being hard or soft and stuff like that. But Will is dealing with some psychological turmoil. It's been with him since he was young. He needs to deal with that stuff in therapy, right? Just like Chris Rock has been growing through therapy as well. I don't know what the intention of the red table was, but it's been a disaster for their family because I think the main problem is that it is like a diary for Jada. It's just an open diary, and she brings people in to flesh out parts of herself. It's a very selfish endeavor, unfortunately, that's not working out for their family. And it was terrible what happened at the Oscars. I don't think it's over for Will. I think that he just needs to take some time and really think about how he's gonna come back from this. But I hope he does get some help, some healing,
Okay, I appreciate that.
and not sexual for healing from Jada.
Oh, okay.
That goes without saying, right?
At that 100, I appreciate that. All right, what you got to say? August can hit it too.
Oh my God.
I gotta agree with people that were just saying everything lately. I think everybody went hard enough already as it is on Will. Everybody's gone hard on him. I think it's about time that, like you said, mental health. I've seen those two before in certain people, both men and women, and sometimes they end up doing some stupid things, hurting themselves or hurting others. And then the kids, you got to have common sense. Why go for a person that close to the belt? If you know you really don't want to hurt them, you would hurt them if you go that close to the belt with getting a son's friend. And as far as Will and Jada, I can't. Both of them have to blame. Both of them are to blame. Will Smith chose to ignore the red flags, and what he did observe, he still chose to go through with it. Jada herself, I don't think you need to have that much common sense to not share stuff like that, but she chose to do it just to pander or to virtue signal or to just choose the life of how celebrity chooses to live and just be oblivious.
Mm-hmm.
And, August, he wanted to open his mouth too. So those are their issues. And, now it's biting them in the, you know what.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
All right. I appreciate you, man. And Minka Mink, final thoughts? Yeah, that part. Yeah, that part.
They're both crazy. Will has no excuse. He's old. You should have gotten mental health a long ass time ago. Jada, you're a narcissistic ass creep and you're using your husband and your family, and you need to be put in a psych ward or being pushed off your goddamn high horse. And Chris Rock, Chris, you're a G for taking it like a champ and not pressing charges. More to be revealed.
Yeah.
All right, I appreciate that, Mika Mink.
What are your thoughts?
I think what everybody else thinks. So I'm just that guy. But I appreciate my thoughts is I appreciate everybody for coming in. A special shout out to Black Man Unfiltered. Definitely shout out to my boy Mandrell who came in. I'm always working on them. Got chiseled them little edges, make them a little smooth. So appreciate you for coming through. Appreciate everybody for playing their part, giving great perspective, because that's what we do with the Gray Pill Podcast every Saturday, 6 p.m. And if you sit there and jump in the comment, hey man, you're supposed to be at 6 p.m. Life. Okay.
What is your time zone? Sorry, 6 p.m.
It's
what?
6 p.m. Central Time.
Okay.
Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Time. If you don't know, and these for the viewers out there, because we got, I ain't trying to call nobody special, but might be therapy. I don't know. Subscribe, hit the bell notification. Thank you for the thing, CJ, for the plug, shameless plug. Hit the bell notification. You'll get updates every time. In between Sunday and Saturday, you might get some little famous let's do some reaction videos. You might get a live chat here and there. So those little caveats and cherries for you guys, okay? But every Tuesday and Saturday, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Time, Saturday, 6 p.m. Central Time. Subscribe, hit that bell notification. Also, if you're new and you're already in chat, please hit the likes. So thank y'all guys. Appreciate for coming out. God bless. Love ya.